Hello, good evening and welcome to the European game coming to you live from Istanbul, where Liverpool play Chelsea in the UEFA Super Cup, the European equivalent of the Community Shield, the curtain raiser, the traditional curtain raiser to the European season, of course. Even though we've got Champions League and Europa League qualifiers going on this second, I can tell you that Celtic are out of Europe. They were out of the European Cup. They were beaten in the qualifying rounds last night by FC Cluj, so there will be no Scottish representation in Europe this season. But it's Liverpool and Chelsea who concentrate on here, and also there's going to be another team that we're going to watch with great interest tonight. The team of officials tonight, and the two assistants and the referee are actually all female. The referee in charge tonight, she's Stephanie Farrat from France, and I'm sure everybody here on this YouTube channel will wish her all the very best, and the two assistants as well, Mrs. Nicozali of France and Michelle O'Neill of Ireland. We all wish them all the very best of luck here tonight. So let's just go through the lineups very quickly. We will recap towards the kickoff, but Liverpool going with their 4-3-3. Adrian in goal, then it's Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson. Henderson on the right of the three, Fabinho in the centre and Milner on the left. And it's Chamberlain up front, along with Salah and Mane. So 4-3-3. Chelsea lineup is Kepa in goal, and it's a back four of Azpilicueta, Christensen, Zuma and Emerson. Azpilicueta, of course, the captain as well. There's two holding midfielders. Tonight it's going to be in goal. Kanté was on the bench, of course, and Jorginho. And then up front we'll see, further forward I should see, Pulisic will play on the left, Kovacic in the centre, Pedro on the right. Excuse me. And then up front Olivier Giroud. Then they can use anything up to 12 substitutes for tonight's game. And I should also tell you that 3 can come on during the 90 minutes with a provision for 4 should the game go to extra time. So here's on the substitutes. Bear with me on this one. There's a lot to read through here. Lonergan, the goalkeeper. Andy Lonergan, Kelala, Hoover, Ovier, Alexander-Arnold, Wijnaldum, Lallana, Shaqiri, Elliott, Firmino, Brewster and Origi. Them are the 12 Liverpool substitutes. And the 12 substitutes for Chelsea, 2 of them actually, the first 2 names I read are both goalkeepers. Andy Lonergan, hardcore English fans will know from his time at Preston and Leeds in the Championship. As for Chelsea, their substitutes bench is quite a long list as well. Caballero, Rudiger, Alonso, Zaragoza, Tomori, Barkley, Mason Mount, Gilmore, Tammy Abraham, Willian, Kennedy and Michy Batshuayi. So excuse me. So there we go. Big benches there tonight. But as I say, 12 are named, but only 3 can play during the 90 minutes with a provision for a 4th one should the match go to extra time, and that is what might happen if it ends a draw tonight, and if it ends level after that, penalties, although I think it should still follow the same rules as what the Community Shield does in England, where it should just go straight to penalties after the 90 minutes. Anyway, let's hear from Jurgen Klopp before the match.
Completely fit, but didn't have a pre-season like other goalies have. So, but now he's in, and now he's already used to it. He had a full, nearly, what was it, 60 minutes or so in the last game, training sessions, all that stuff. So that's what his experience is for, that you use it in these moments.
Reaction to that?
Yes, that's Jurgen Klopp there. But Adrian hasn't had a proper pre-season, but he played 60 minutes on Friday night in the game that we covered at Anfield, and he did look a surefire. He didn't look too bad. He had no chance for Pukki's goal for Norwich, you may remember, as well. So we've had plenty of. This is our 6th full-length commentary of the season. And hopefully we'll introduce new voices as the weekend plods along, as the UEFA Cup winners and the European champions, or the Europa League winners I should say, both English, Liverpool, both winning the trophies, the 2 trophies convincingly last season. Chelsea winning 4-1 over in Azerbaijan, in Baku, and Liverpool winning 2-0 in a game that we covered in Madrid. Live on the JB Twitch channel, and the comment section is open for business. The teams are out in the tunnel and they're out onto the pitch now. They will line up alongside the team of 3 female officials. The 4th official, incidentally, is Kakia of Turkey. And there is there it is, the super competition. They call it the super competition on the trophy there. It's a beautifully made trophy. Nice trophy as they line up there. No national anthems for this one. It's a UEFA final, so they don't do national anthem as they do in England. Big moment for those 3 officials there in the middle. And as I said, the best of luck to Stephanie Fafard of France. She's gonna have this great honour of being the first female referee to actually referee a UEFA final, a UEFA men's final, I should say. So the players had better be on their best behaviour, and no sexism, please. We're not a sexism channel, but it's a great atmosphere. It's a cracking atmosphere here in Istanbul this evening, and I think we're going to have a cracking game. So the teams shake hands, and all the pleasantries will be over, and then we can get straight into the warm-ups. And let's just take a recap on the 2 teams then, starting with the Liverpool. Adrian in goal, about 4 Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson. Then it's Milner, Fabinho and Henderson in the midfield, and then up front Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Mo Salah in the centre, Sadio Mane on the left. So in theory they're going to play 4-3-3, as I say, with Henderson in fact playing on the left hand side as opposed to the right hand side as I initially thought, and of course all those substitutes that I mentioned earlier. Well, as I said, there's a 3rd team, and they're all female, and we wish them the best of luck. The referee tonight, Stephanie Fafard of France, Manuela Nicozoli, also of France, and Michelle O'Neill of Ireland. The VAR referee, Clement Turpin of France, and the 4th official, Kakia of Turkey. So let's have a look at the Chelsea lineup, and let's give you a little recap. So it's Kepa in goal for Chelsea. A back 4 tonight of Azpilicueta, the captain, Zuma, Christensen and Emerson. Plenty of changes from the team beaten 4-0 at Old Trafford. Jorginho, Kanté and Kovacic in the midfield. Pulisic, Giroud and Pedro, in fact. So it's not the formation that we got. So they're essentially going 4-3-3 according to UEFA. But we'll pick that up as we go along. But certainly a great atmosphere. Mo Salah, who got the opening goal in that UEFA in the Champions League final back in June. Actually, only less than 2 months ago. Chelsea won theirs at the back end of May, and again, unfortunately, influenced for all the wrong reasons for us, because we got to half time in that match and we were covering it live, and we lost and we got struck, copyright struck, and that's why we've had to retreat to Twitch until the end of August. So the female referee, Stephanie Fafard, is ready to get us underway. Liverpool in the red shirts, they're going to be attacking the goal to our right. Chelsea in blue, so colours can be easily identifiable as we get underway. The European champions kicking off then, attacking the goal to our right in red. And the Europa League winners, Chelsea of course in blue, going to the left. Liverpool to the right. Yep, we've got there in the end. As Robertson plays that forward down the left hand side, looking towards James Milner. Let's hope for my sake it's not extra time. I don't understand why they need extra time for this Super Cup. It's almost a glorified version of the Community Shield in essence. Russ Burning's on. Good evening, JB, and he'll be live with us on Saturday for comment. He's going to be doing his first commentary this weekend. I can promise you that. Which game, I will discuss that with Russ later in the week. But one thing's for certain, Russ you'll hear on at the weekend, and he's been chomping at the bits all week long to get a commentary, so he's going to get one on Saturday, and we'll also be in discussions of course with Mike and of course Chris to see if we can get them commentating as well the weekend as well. And this is our 6th live match, and I've done them all, so maybe I just need a break from commentary for a little bit. One game I can safely say that we will do, possibly on Sunday, Sheffield United, but as I say, I'll have to find out what everyone's availability is, and then there's my availability to take into account as well to work the thing. So we'll let you know what games we can cover and what we can't cover. One thing I think we might be able to do is the Wolves game on Monday. In fact, we will be able to do Wolves against Manchester United on Monday night at Molineux. So we'll be at Molineux for the first Monday night game of the season in the Premier League. But here in the game, I do apologise for not covering Salford against Leeds last night. We didn't have the facilities and we didn't have the equipment available to bring you commentary from Salford last night, so I do apologise for that. Unfortunately, certain things are out of my control, but we've got all the equipment back and we're live with you, and of course we'll have a JB man in the match as well, a supplementary man in the match, as it's not an English Cup final. We will do JB man in the matches for the European games. Frank Lampard got a harsh lesson in Premier League management on Sunday, beaten convincingly in the end 4-0 by a very rampant Manchester United, and his team will probably start second favourites on that, but they've made plenty of changes for tonight's game. I'm surprised he didn't go with his more experienced players against Manchester United and try to put the youngsters into this one, but well, who knows. But one thing is for certain, they got a footballing lesson, and there was a lot of criticism I felt for Mason, amongst a lot of people, for Mason Mount. I actually thought he had a decent game. I'm not one of those who would actually criticise Mason Mount. I thought he did well in a team that was really underperforming. He made some terrific runs and he looked buzzing. And I have to say, even though they were beaten 4-0, it turned out to be a one-sided game. Maybe 4-0 did flatten Manchester United a little bit in terms of how many chances Chelsea did create in that first half, actually, because they hit the post a couple of times at Old Trafford at the Stretford end in the first half. This is Kepa. Chelsea actually are in the bottom three at the moment in the Premier League, but obviously they've got a night off from Premier League action, and Lampard has a chance to win his first major silverware. Just to remind you, the substitutes Lords, 12 selected, and 3 can play during the 90 minutes, and if we do, hopefully not, if we do go to extra time, then we will be allowed an extra substitute. There's a first free kick given there for handball against Virgil van Dijk from Stephanie Frappard, and a chance here for Giroud inside the penalty area. Pulisic was there too, the American. Came on Old Trafford, did okay in spells. He's going to have to bed in quite quickly, but I'm sure Frank Lampard will give him all the ample time that he will require within reason. And Dijk winning the header and then flicked on by Henderson, the Liverpool captain, who's joined a unique group of Liverpool players to lifted that famous European Cup back in June. As Chelsea goes steaming forward again, but Virgil van Dijk, a man never to be frowned upon or never to be beaten, gets another good interception. He finds Robertson out on the left hand side. 4.5 minutes gone almost. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. If you've just joined us, welcome to the JB Claret Twitch channel, and for those who haven't got Twitch, this broadcast again will be uploaded to YouTube a little bit later on this evening, as the cross comes in from the far side and an attempt of an overhead from Marnie that comes off the defender. They appeal, I think, half-heartedly for an handball, but the female referee from France, Miss Fappart, did really well there. I think that would have been a harsh decision against Christensen. The overhead kick, he had to put his arms in the way, I think. It would have been a really harsh decision, and not only that, Marnie was close in. So I think the penalty appeals would have been a little bit unjustified if it was large penalty appeals. Anyway, the corner is to Liverpool. Into the penalty area it goes, headed away from the 6-yard box, as Virgil van Dijk was closing in there rapidly. Scored a very good goal against Norwich on Friday, as the ball hooked in there towards the back post. Matic winning it in the air and nearly finding Marnie, but Kepa inside the 6-yard box, under pressure from Marnie, grabs the ball with both hands. We've had just shy of 5.5 minutes. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. This is the shout again. Well, it would have took a harsh decision, and I think she was blindside Stephanie Fappart anyway. And yeah, it's good to see women officials getting an opportunity in the men's game. It's terrific, and it just shows how well the game has progressed from an equal opportunities point of view in terms of equal sex and everything else. And I think the more females that are integrated into the game, certainly the men and women's game, and obviously the women's football in their own right, should get a lot more high profile this season, with England coming so very close in the World Cup that just went in France for the women. Very close Bill Neville's side. Obviously they're going to lose a few key players from that now. Karen Carney's retired, and 1 or 2 others, so they'll have to replace the likes of Carney and a few others. But they've got the future is bright in women's football, and it's certainly in officiating terms. That is for sure. Salah takes the ball down on his chest, left of the Diaz. The ball comes in. Oh, he almost came there to Chamberlain on the edge of the penalty area, just to the right of it. And now Kante comes away. When in his more natural holding midfielding position, which he's used to playing in, certainly in his early days under Antonio Conte, and of course going back further under Ranieri at Leicester, in that season where Leicester, as we all know, and we don't need to remind everybody of this, they won the title with odds of 5,000 to 1 against all the odds. And under Claudio Ranieri, and N'Golo Kante's holding midfielder role was certainly a great play in that, setting up chances for the likes of Riyad Mahrez and Jamie Vardy to score the goals, which took Leicester unexpectedly to the summit of English football, and they went on to reach the quarter-finals, I should say, the Champions League the next season. A combination of Ranieri in the next season and Craig Shakespeare when he took over from Ranieri after Ranieri was sacked. And that wasn't because of the Champions League run, it was because of the league form had taken a battering. They'd been beaten by Burnley, and after that I think Ranieri had gone, I think, just at the end of January, and Shakespeare came in, steadied the ship and got Leicester away from danger with plenty to spare. He also got them to the quarter-finals and came within a couple of goals of knocking out Atletico Madrid. So they're not a bad side. There was a bad side in those days, Leicester, but they're now under the charge of Brendan Rodgers after a couple of barren years under the likes of Claude Puel. Anyway, back to tonight's match, and it's Milner. Sure, he was fouled there. The referee agrees, and she's done well there. Miss Fapara fans did really well there. Foul there. Free kick to Liverpool. Just joined us. It's 0-0. We've just gone past 8 minutes. The UEFA Super Cup final. Just to remind everybody, in case you've forgotten, if it's a draw, we go to extra time. Why, I will never know. And if it ends over after that, we have penalties. Milner to Salah. Little short free kick. Salah floats the ball into the penalty area. Matic was lurking. The ball is on the edge of the penalty area. Came to Virgil van Dijk. Then the cross back in, and then from the far side by Fabinho, and well held inside the 6-yard area. This cross was hit with some ferocity, and Kepa did really well there. Bit of patty cake, patting it up in the air, but catching it at the second time around. 9 gone. 9 minutes, that is. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. The UEFA Super Cup. The UEFA equivalent to the FA Community Shield, of course, which was won by Manchester City against Liverpool some 2 weeks ago, and Kepa's giving that straight to James Milner, deep inside Chelsea territory. Now Salah running towards the edge of the area, gets his shot off, well blocked there by Christensen. Now Henderson tries to play the ball in, and in the end it was knocked away once again by Emerson, and just a little bit of a shaky start there from Kepa in the Chelsea goal. Adrian making his first full start for Liverpool, came on at around about 38 minutes in the game on Friday when Alisson injured himself. He's going to be out for up to 8 weeks. Here's Kante now running through the centre towards the edge of the area, and Adrian now will get a touch of the ball, and that'll give him a little bit of good going into a game like this. Former West Ham keeper, made over 150 appearances for the Hammers in 5 years at the club. 10 minutes gone here, but here in Istanbul. It's Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0, of course, and that's given away once again. And a chance here for Giroud to get the ball out towards the far side. Pedro has it, the Spaniard. Pedro with a shot, and just past Adrian's left hand upright. Cut inside from the right, hit his shot off with the left foot. And he wasn't far away here. It's curling, it's bending. Adrian could not be certain that was going wide. Couldn't take the chance. And that was a real opportunity there for Chelsea to take the lead. And in this Super Cup final. Now the scoreboard and the time has gone walkabouts. There we are, 10 minutes, 11 minutes almost gone now. But I can tell you that the scoreline is still goalless. And we'll keep giving you the score every 2 to 3 minutes on every broadcast this season. That's our promise from us, the listener, to you, from us, the broadcasters, to you, the listener. And that's a JB Claret YouTube channel promise. Here's Mo Salah down that near side, and it's hooked away. It's been Been a cracking atmosphere, cracking start to the game. Good atmosphere for this match tonight. It should be an enjoyable game. And as I said, thank you to Russ for his statistics and stuff and team news. It's always good to have his guidance and help. He's a terrific journalist himself, and he will be hopefully on your airwaves this weekend for your listening pleasure. Anyway, Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0 is the scores. We come up almost rapidly to 12 minutes gone. Ball out to Mo Salah on the far side, and Milner makes a good Henderson Robben makes a good touch down the right hand side, and Mane was closing in, and Christensen had to get it away past the near right hand post and out for a corner. Good football from Liverpool, this time down the right. A terrific riveting cross from Jordan Henderson with his right foot, and if Christensen hadn't got it, Mane was in there surely for a tap in and number 1 for Liverpool. 12.5 minutes almost gone. It's Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. Liverpool corner. The atmosphere here is unbelievable. Now, I think the French assistant is just saying, that's not on the corner flag, James. Just remind you, Nicolosi and O'Neill are the 2 assistants. Into the penalty area it goes, and the ball went bouncing around. It was Mane's header in amongst the confusion inside the 6-yard area, but it's bounced almost pinball style over the top of the bar, and Liverpool come close, but the ball on the roof of the net. We just see a replay of Pedro's left-footed drive at the other end that just went wide of Adrian's left-hand post. He did everything right there, Adrian, just made sure that the ball wasn't going in the back of the net. He decided to dive. I think that was a good decision by the Spaniard. Alisson, incidentally, is out for 7 to 8 weeks, so he's going to miss at least the first third of the season, which is a big blow to Liverpool. Just as the window closed the day before. But Andy Lonergan, good experience back up. I think he'll do a good job backing up Adrian. Been around the block for many years, mainly at Championship level with the likes of Preston North End, where he came to prominence, and Leeds United, of course. And Russell know a lot about him as well. So they've got a little bit of an experienced and decent backup there in Andy Lonergan. So I don't think there'll be too much worry there, as long as Liverpool do have a tough thing, but they do have an opportunity. And this might give Burnley an opportunity at the end of the month to exploit them. They play Liverpool on August the 31st. Here's Matip now for Liverpool, just touching the ball back. Barbara Joe Gomez to Matip. Now Virgil van Dijk. It's a long ball forward towards the far side. Milner is trying to chase up with it, but he's 34 years old now, James Milner. And Russell remember his younger days when he came in as a 16-year-old talent at Leeds United and broke Wayne Rooney's youngest ever goal scoring record. A lot of people forget that. When Milner broke into the first team at Leeds United, he did that and broke all the records that Rooney had set the season before, or a few weeks ago, for you player in the Everton colours. And both have come on to be both come on leaps and bounds and have been absolutely superb, and for the clubs they've served, and they've done ever so well. Salah looked offside, but he's allowed to go on. Salah's shot well saved. Diving away to his right, the ball was going left-footed inside the area, past him, but he stuck out a right arm and got a big right hand on it and turned it out, and Chelsea survive. Good save from Kepa. Had no chance with the 4 Manchester United goals that went past him on Sunday. And here's Henderson now down the right. He's having a good joy on that right hand side, and a ball in towards Mane, and now punched away there by Jorginho on the edge of his own area. Now the ball forward, and a chance here. A chance here now. And the shot comes in, and it was Pulisic, I think, with the shot. Just dragging it just wide. Big opportunity there on the left-hand channel for Chelsea. And this really is turning into a really good game of football. Pedro laying the ball forward, and it was in fact Olivier Giroud, not Pulisic, who drags the shot wide. It's a great game of football, almost been played like an FA Cup tie this. And here come Chelsea once again. It's Pedro again on the far side. Giroud waits in the centre. Also too was Also 2 was Pulisic as well. They were both waiting in the centre, but Liverpool have got it clear. Don't worry, Russ. We've sort of worked it all out now. We've sort of worked it all out. The pro I am and the troop I am, I'm very, very good. And I was scared there for Adrian, but he's overcome that now. As we're going past the coming up towards the 17th minute mark of the first half. Just to remind you, if you joined us late, no, but both teams have had a chance each, and Salah's missed the best one, where he hit his right-footed close-range shot, which was actually well repelled by Kepa. In fact, it was a great save. This was the shot left-footed with the outside of his foot, almost like a toe poke, and Kepa at full stretch there, diving away to his right. Sorry, made a magnificent save. Big right hand, turning in and out. And Chelsea surviving, but it's end-to-end stuff this. Coming up towards, we've just gone past the 17.5 minute mark. Still 0-0, and referee Miss Fapart deciding to stop the game. One or two protests from the Chelsea players. Watch your language, lads. There's a lady present. Right, anyway, free kick. Or throw-in, sorry. Frank Lampard. Be buoyed by that. He'll be buoyed by that now. And I just hope the players give the female referees that bit more respect there. And you know, it's a big opportunity for Miss Papara France. And hopefully she'll do a good job. She's done a good job for the first 18 minutes. I've been very impressed with the way she's refereed, and she's put a lot of male referees to shame. And I'd like to see. I mean, we've got Sean Massey. I'd like to see her referee in the big league. I think she could handle herself with the blokes. There's another woman that referees regularly in the National League as well, Rebecca somebody or other. Can't remember her name offhand. And she does referee big games in the women's game as well. So she's one to watch, I think, for the future. And sooner they fast track people like her up the refereeing paternity, the better. And the more the game will be good for it. Still 0-0. Yeah, still 0-0 here. There's a little chip forward and a chance there inside the penalty area for Giroud. Couldn't take it down, unfortunately. And it was straight towards Adrian. So it's 0-0. So 0-0 as I say. Great cracking atmosphere for this game. 19.5 minutes gone, nearly 20 gone. It's Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0 in the UEFA Super Cup final. Coming to you live from Istanbul. Of course, hopefully we'll be done by about 20 past 10 if UEFA just hurry their socks up and get the presentations done. So we'll be with you until about 10:15 this evening, hopefully. And here's a chance now for Chelsea to come forward with Kovacic. That's a good ball now. Chance inside the area for Pedro, and he loses possession. And a good challenge there by Andy Robertson, the £8 million Scot. Holding off Pedro there. Pedro on his day, a real game changer, as we've seen over the years for Chelsea and Barcelona in his time there when he played under Pep Guardiola. Here's Emerson now down the left hand side, blocked away there, and it's going to be a goal kick. Just to remind you of all the substitutes, there's 12 in all on each bench, so there's a massive 24 substitutes. And the thing is, only 6 can play throughout the regulation 90, and then a further 1 each should the game go to extra time. But let's hope it doesn't. We hope we don't get extra time. I'd like to see it done after 90 minutes, please. So I'm praying to all the 22 players, get it won after 90 minutes. But at the moment, it's a million miles an hour, this game, and it's been really good. And here's Mo Salah now for Liverpool. Against his former employers, of course. He was a player under Jose Mourinho, and then was sold to Roma, and then the rest, to say, was history. So we come past the halfway mark almost of the first half, and here's Christian Pulisic now. He's wearing number 22 as opposed to 23, I think. And now Pedro trying to lay the ball in. Pedro's got it back. Pedro now with a chance now to shoot, and he shoots, and it's well saved, I think, from Adrian. May have just tipped that onto the crossbar. But Pedro took up a position, ran into the penalty area to the left of the 6 yard area, just to the left of it. Hit a right footed shot, and yes, Adrian made a smart save, fingertipping the powerful effort from Pedro onto the crossbar. It's a good save, that. Liverpool save for the moment anyway. 0-0. In the 2019 UEFA Super Cup, the clash between the two winners of the big UEFA competitions, the Europa League for Chelsea, won over in Baku in May, and the European Cup holders, or Champions League winners if you want to use it in new terms, Liverpool, who won their trophy in Madrid against Tottenham in May. Of course, Chelsea beating Arsenal 4-1 in a game that I do want to forget for personal reasons. It was the very night I was copyright strikes on YouTube, and I was very angry at the time. It still wrangles with me to this day. But live on Twitch, and then this game will be replayed on YouTube. So for those who haven't got Twitch, you'll be able to hear that back on YouTube. As a kick comes in inside the penalty area from Olivier Giroud with his right foot, which just goes a couple of feet wide of Adrian's left hand upright in the end. Little touch to control it, and then it was up in the air, but he's miscued it. But it was would have been a great goal if he'd managed that, the Frenchman. Just caught it wrong, and Adrian was quite relieved to see it go a couple of feet wide of the target there. 23.5 minutes gone, so we're past the halfway mark of the first half. Live on the JB Claret Twitch channel, this match has been brought to you live, this commentary game. And hopefully Sue's on, and she's a big Liverpool fan, and she was delighted when she was in Russia cruising to see her boys win the Champions League, and she'd love it. She'd love to hear me commentate on them winning the Europa League, winning the Super Cup as well. Of course, Liverpool got another competition they need to participate in December, which may well cost them the opportunity of challenging Manchester City maybe for the title, because in December they've got to fly out near enough miles and west around to the other side. They've got to fly about 8,000 miles to the other side of the world to play in Qatar in the World Cup Championships. They've got to buy through to the semi-finals of that, and if they get past that, they're in the final. And that could be an interesting one. And the flag is stayed down, I think, and Giroud has his shot, and it's blocked. Well, the flag stayed down then. I thought there was an offside there. Giroud did look suspiciously offside, but the referee, assistant referee Michel O'Neill, kept a flag down. Was that a good decision? Well, we'll have to check it on replay. There is VAR available should they have it, but it was a good save by Adrian in the end. I don't think it would have mattered anyway, but 25 minutes gone. It's Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. And hopefully Panini's on. We've got VAR, so Panini will be hopefully on VAR duty. If not, we'll have to ask Russ to step in as the assistant VAR man. Headed back there by number 3. By Christensen, sorry. Here's Kurt Zuma, who made a good block early on in the first half to deny Mo Salah an opportunity to test Kepa. And certainly the Irish linesman, Michel O'Neill, kept a flag down. I'm certain of that. Whether or not it was offside, I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm not in contact with the VAR boys, but I think that would have been a close call for VAR if they needed that. The VAR official is C2 Power France, a referee in his own right. This is Pedro now. Here's Pulisic inside the penalty area. Pulisic trying to get it onto that left foot. Gets across the face to go, and it's gone out of play on the far side and behind for a goal kick. We've had 26 and a half minutes almost gone here at in this Super Cup final being played here in Turkey tonight in Istanbul at the Besiktas Stadium, and it's 0-0 here between Chelsea and Liverpool. The flag, I think, may have gone up. There may have been an offside decision anyway. I think the flag, I don't think the flag went up, but I think there was an offside there. There it was, stopped. So maybe I was a bit fooled by that, but never mind. I think they came to the right decision in the end. Doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you get the decisions right. So far, the all-female team are doing a sterling job, keeping order, and making sure that they all work as a team and come to the right decisions. We're very impressed with Stephanie Faffart's refereeing so far. Very impressed indeed. Here's Sally getting it through the middle, looking for Marnie, but well cut out by N'Golo Kante and Kurt Zouma too. But now back come Liverpool again. The ball played in there towards Marnie. Hooked away there. Joe Gomez impact playing the ball in, and he's got a second opportunity. Gets it out towards the far side. Milner chips that in towards Mo Salah, was peeling away on the back post, the right hand post. Salah has stayed on side here. Henderson gets a crossing from the right, and it's way too deep. And Azpilicueta, not knowing who might have been behind him, in fact there was oceans of space behind him, couldn't take that risk. And in fact the Chelsea captain has given Liverpool, which might actually be a cheap corner kick, but he's not to know at that point where the Liverpool player might be. And Russ agrees that all the decisions have been more or less spot on. So fair play to our female team of officials. They've done a sterling job thus far in the 28 minutes we've been playing. Corner in from the far side, and Kepa was nowhere as Van Dijk headed over from 6 yards. Dead centre as well. From practically 6 yards dead, but just didn't have the purchase or the dip to get it down and on target, and that would have been going in if it had stayed down. Big opportunity for the £75 million man, who really has made a difference to the back line of Liverpool. And if Man City hadn't got the points they accumulated last season, you can bet your bottom dollar Liverpool would have been champions. Remember, Manchester City finished with 98 points, Liverpool with a massive 97, and in previous seasons that would have been enough to win the Premier League. So Liverpool were just unfortunate. They came up against a very good side in Manchester City, who in fact those 4 points City took off from over the course of the season, the 0-0 at Anfield, where Liverpool were actually quite lucky to escape with a point because Mahrez had missed a penalty, you may remember, and we brought that to you live. We brought both games to you live on the JB channel that season. And of course that ferocious game at the Etihad where Liverpool were denied a goal by about something like 18 millimetres because the whole of the ball did not cross the line, and goal line technology summed that up, and obviously City won where the ball was just crossing millimetres over the line at Burnley. So City were very fortunate on 2 counts of goal line technology which won them the league. Well, anyway, they're not involved tonight, and it's going to be a corner kick. Milner into the penalty area, and a free header. And it was a chance inside the penalty area. Free header there from Sadio Mane, and he just couldn't get the direction. Just to the left of the penalty spot where he headed it. A little deflection which just took the pace off the ball, which allowed Kepa to get across away to his left and stop the shot. But that was a real opportunity there. Got a bit of personal news to tell you at half time and full time. Yeah, well, I'll give you a ring at I'll ring you on Messenger at half time, Russ, at the end of the first half. I'll ring you then, because obviously I'm going to make myself scarce once I'm off, and I'm going to relax and chill out. Anyway, here's number 17 here, which is Kovacic now, just drifted out to the right a little bit, and all laid back to halfway, and not half an hour played, and personal news. I'm not sure what he means about that. Hopefully it's nothing bad. Give us a clue if it's nothing bad. Anyway, let's carry on with the game. It's Kante. We've had half an hour, folks, in case you were wondering. If you joined us late, it's 0-0, but we've had chances in this game. Oh, we almost had another one there for Pedro as he darted through, but it was well cut out, and there was 2 Chelsea players offside as Kovacic tries to play the ball over the top. Now Emerson takes possession on the left hand side. Pulisic is a little bit deeper on the left touchline. In fact, he's almost dug in the touchline, but he's got inside now. Good football again, and now a chance here for Kovacic, just again drifting out to the right, looking for Pulisic again. The American international has a Croatian name, but he's a terrific talent, and I think Chelsea got a real signing in him. Signed before the embargo, of course. Now Pedro laying the ball in, and Kovacic is through, and Adrian sliding fast out of his goal and smothering the ball there inside his penalty area. Fairly there as Kovacic went going in there to try and round him. But Adrian is not a sort of goalkeeper with over 150 top flight games to be fooled by attacks like that. Really good bit of goalkeeping that. 32 gone. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0 in this Super Cup final, coming to you live on the Twitch channel from Istanbul in Turkey, the Besiktas Stadium. And here's Kante with a cross it there towards Pulisic, who was lurking inside the 6-yard area. And again a great challenge this time by Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez, I think, too. Really good football again. And I have to say, both teams are trying to play the game the right way. They're playing it the way it should be played, which can only be good for the entertainment value. We just need a goal, and we'll be laughing. And we'll be laughing all the way to the goal bank. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0, 33 minutes almost gone. And a good game of football though. Very enjoyable, very entertaining, enjoyable to watch. Absolutely loved every second of it. And hopefully we'll have more of the same in the second half. If only we could just get ourselves a goal, that would be fantastic. This is Pedro trying to turn, and he went down there. Did he? No, he stayed on his feet. Good play there, good honest play. Love it. This is Emerson now, number 33, goes back, and now Kovacic back in field. And Christensen's there for Chelsea. Good first half. It's been very enjoyable. Of course, we got a massive 24 substitutes that could be used. Three to play in the 90 minutes permitted as the cross comes in. Oh, and it's in, well, another good cross this time from Emerson, which caused 1 or 2 problems, but there was nobody gambling inside the 6-yard box in blue. Well, there wasn't too many blue-shirted Chelsea players inside the 6-yard box ready to pounce there. But Adrian's proven his worth. I don't think he expected when he signed for Liverpool last week he'd be playing in this game. I think everybody and his dog expected Alisson to be playing tonight, but we never realised the cross actually took a deflection, so it's a corner in fact to Chelsea. They've gone long into the penalty area, headed out this time by Virgil van Dijk. He's a terrific defender, and Salah now charging after the loose ball, but it's back with Chelsea. There's an offside, so the Chelsea players that were offside had to leave it and let Adrian pick the ball up quite comfortably, and then he aims a nameless ball towards the other goalkeeper, for which he does apologise, the Spaniard, to be fair. He knew and acknowledged it was his mistake, and said sorry to all 10 outfield players. 53% possession Chelsea, 47%, 53 Liverpool. Liverpool 190 passes, Chelsea 164. And they just made their 165th, but the flag has gone up for, I think, for an offside against one of the Chelsea players. And I have to say the female officials have been absolutely superb. It's been really good to see. Enjoying every single moment of this match here tonight. And here's Pulisic now, deep inside Liverpool territory. He's looked good tonight, and that's a good ball. Giroud's in the penalty area. Giroud for the keeper and in. Giroud's left-footed shot to the left of the goal goes into the net, and it's Chelsea and Frank Lampard who were beaten 4-0, and Manchester United only 3 days ago lead in the Super Cup against the European champions Liverpool. And it's Giroud and I have to say Pulisic there played a great role. Gets the assist for me there, Pulisic. So a lovely weighted through ball. Terrifically done. And you have to say Chelsea have deserved that on the way the game's gone in the last sort of 10 minutes or so. Giroud stays onside. VAR checking, of course. But he was at least a yard on. Went to the left of the 6-yard area. And with that left foot of his, side foots it into the back of the net past Adrian and into the right hand corner of the net. A cracky little goal, that. A cool finish. And Olivier Giroud scores in the opening goal in the Europa League final. Those early missed chances from Mo Salah have sort of come back to haunt Liverpool a bit there, and they've been duly punished. Certainly the last 10 minutes, you have to say Chelsea have been the better team. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 1 then in Istanbul after 37 minutes almost played. And here's Adrian, who by the way had no chance with the goal. Nothing you could have done about that. Good accurate shot that across the face of the goal from the left hand side with the left foot of Giroud. Sharp shot he had. And it's Chelsea 1 up. They played really well in the last sort of 10-15 minutes or so, and they've earned that opportunity, and they've earned the goal. They've come close a couple of times as well, themselves Chelsea. So Liverpool in complete control in the first sort of part of the first half, but as the last 15 minutes have worn on, Chelsea have certainly been the better team, and they've got a player down injured on the inside the centre circle, and Chelsea may be compelled to put the ball out of play. And in fact Kovacic does, and it's the goal scorer who's down, Olivier Giroud. Virgil van Dijk actually climbing all over the back of him. We'll just see that replay again, and you see Van Dijk's playing him onside there, as I see on the replay. He still has a lot to do here, Giroud, when he's in that position. Adrian, he's making the angle as difficult as possible for him, but to the left of the 6-yard area with his left foot, he just knocks it across the face of the goal, and it goes sweetly and accurately into the right hand corner of the net. It was a terrific goal, and Frank Lampard, after getting a lot of criticism from a lot of media, certainly on Talk Sport, Adrian Durham had a right go at him on Monday afternoon. Well, that has settled a few nerves now. But it's 1-0 to Chelsea then in Istanbul here in the Super Cup final. If it was to stay that way, it would be over. It would be all over. But if Liverpool were to score, and there'd be no further scoring after 90 minutes, or any sort of draw after 90 minutes, then we would have a penalty. We wouldn't have a penalty shootout. We would have extra time. So we'd have half an hour's extra time. But it's Chelsea in complete control, and sometimes actually in these games, the Europa League winners seem to have the better of things. Actually, this is the first All-English Super Cup final, I should also tell you, in case you don't know already. That's the first time that two English teams have competed in this showpiece. And it's been I have to say, it's been terrific entertainment. The referee, the French referee, she's been magnificent. Miss Papa, she's looked absolutely superb, and the flag has stayed down here against Pulisic. And he's got one defender to beat here. Pulisic trying to get it up on his right foot, and he scores into the left-hand corner. That is a tremendous goal by the new man from Chelsea. But the flag is up for offside. The goal's been rolled out, and it will be a free kick to Liverpool. Obviously VAR's checked it for offside. They'll check it with VAR. So Turpan, the assistant, will have the decisive call. Was he offside as the ball was played? The answer is yes. About a yard off. And Russ, backing what I'm saying there, the referee, the VAR, correct call. And it was the correct call. Well done, all the officials there, both male and female there. That was a good decision. It's a bit sad really that a terrifically taken goal like that gets chalked off, but you've got to play within the rules of the game. And unfortunately Pulisic was in an offside position as the ball was played down that right hand channel, so the right decision was reached. So no complaints, and she's had a good match. So it remains 1-0. We're inside the last 5 minutes of normal time, plus any time added on for any stoppages. As the ball is now back with the goalkeeper, and this really has been a first half that has not flattered to deceive at all. And as they come forward again, Pulisic is this time onside, chips the ball in, and he looks towards Giroud this time, the goal scorer. Back to Emerson down the left hand channel. Now Kovacic in field. They've played really well, Chelsea. They deserve the lead. Just to remind you of the substitutes bench, Lanigan, Kahela, Olivier, Alexander-Arnold, Ronaldo, Lallana, Shaqiri, Elliott, Firmino, Brewster and Origi for Liverpool. For Chelsea, Caballero, Rudiger, Alonso, Zappacosta, Tomori, Barkley, Mason Mount, Gilmour, Tammy Abraham, William, Kennedy and Michy Batshuayi. It's a Chelsea corner inside the last 3.5 minutes of the first half. And all the female officials have got every single decision, in my opinion, spot on. Here comes the corner by Pulisic. The goalkeeper, or rather Chelsea, when goalkeeper actually stayed at home, and then the shot back in from Jorginho was, I think he's gone out for a throw-in on the far side by the far corner quadrant. He's also lacing up his boots as well. Well, he's got to earn his money at half time down below me. Jurgen Klopp, he's just talking with his two assistants down there. Doesn't have a particularly good record in European finals. He's won one. I think he took charge of 3 or 4 European finals and has only won one of those 3 or 4 games. He's losing this one 1-0. And Frank Lampard, who cut his teeth in the Championship last year, well, he could be a Championship manager, and he could have gone from a Championship manager with Derby. Remember, he lost the final with Derby, of course, in the playoffs to Aston Villa. But he could end up being a winner in one here tonight. But his team are one up, but it's still far from over yet, this Super Cup final. And of course, around about 65 minutes will edge your votes for man of the match, of course. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll take a 10-minute break as we usually do. 2 minutes then exactly to go of the normal time. Liverpool have a free kick on their right hand side. It's Liverpool 0, Chelsea 1. And it has been a remarkable first half so far. Very enjoyable, very good to watch. This is Gomez now back in field. Henderson just knocks it out towards the far side. Now Virgil van Dijk, and he will have to take a little bit of the blame for that opening goal. Looking to find Mo Salah down the right, and he has done. He cuts inside the area. Salah's shot deflects. Well dealt with again by the Chelsea defenders, but only as far as Henderson on the right hand side. Back to Gomez inside there, and Russ is telling me that it could be a minute at the end as Milner crosses a minute extra at the end as Milner crossed that in. Everyone went for it, including Marley, and missed it. Ball out on the far side. Now Salah just to the left of the penalty area, just inside in fact, and a chance here, but the ball was run out of play as Andy Robertson tried to go on the overlap, but to no avail. If you're wondering why we haven't brought you any Test match cricket scores, well, the first day at Lord's was a complete washout. Not even the coin toss took place. But Jofra Archer, the England newbie, did get his first Test cap this afternoon. That was the only thing that really happened at Lord's. So if you're wondering if there was any updates in the cricket, that's the reason why we haven't brought you any cricketing updates, because the first day at Lord's is a total washout. They're going to try and get the game now on again tomorrow, and it will be a 4-day game now. But it was torrential rain at Lord's all day, and the game couldn't go ahead as Adrian comes off limits and gets the ball out, and the ball goes into touch midway inside the Liverpool half on their near side. So we got about 3 seconds of double time, and then according to Russ should be a minute, and in fact the Turkish official does say 1 minute, and quite rightly so. So we're now practically inside the final minute of the first half, and it's been a great performance. I've really enjoyed every single second of it, and I hope you'll enjoy every single second or two of the second half as well. Long ball hooked up, and Pulisic is on the chase. Pulisic will get there. Gomez is there for Liverpool, and the ball has been kept in. I think there's a foul there. The referee giving a free kick. Another good decision. 30 seconds of stoppage time to go. Not normal time, stoppage time. Good first half here on the JRB Twitch channel. We'll take a 10-minute break, of course, at half time. But there's about 15 seconds of stoppage time to go. There's a player gone down injured for Liverpool there. And it looks like Oxlade-Chamberlain is the one that's struggling a little bit. We've played the 1 minute. And no more, according to referee Stephanie Fapard of France. She's done really well, as all the female assistants have in the first half. All the female officials have in the first half. They've had a good game, and Chelsea are having a good game too. Olivier Giroud's goal is separating the teams, Pulisic almost had in a second, but it was ruled out for offside. The goal incidentally coming after 36 minutes here in Istanbul. And we've got a half-time situation here in Istanbul. The European champions Liverpool 0, Europa League winners Chelsea 1. And that's the situation at half-time. Stay with us for full match commentary of the second half, live from Istanbul. But until then, we're going to take a 10-minute break. Be sure to join us then. But the scoreline, Liverpool 0, Chelsea 1. Welcome back to Istanbul, folks, and we're ready for the second half. Just seen Bobby Firmino there, just sat on the bench, and we're just waiting to go again in the second half with Liverpool, of course, trailing to that goal after 36 minutes from Olivier Giroud. Pulisic had another goal for Chelsea that was quite rightly ruled out for offside a few moments later. So we're just going to see what's going to happen there in the second half. Remember, let's just remind you of the substitutes just while we're waiting for the teams to come out. They're only from 24 in all for both teams, so it'll take a lot of reading, obviously. Liverpool have two substitute goalkeepers, that's Lonergan and Kahara. And then outfield players, they've got UEFA, Alexander-Arnold, Ronaldo, Lallana, Shaqiri, Elliott, Firmino, Brewster and Divock Origi. For Chelsea's Caballero, the goalkeeper, Rudiger, Alonso, Zabacosta, Tomori, Barkley, Mount, Gilmore, Abraham, Willian, Kennedy and Batshuayi. As the teams now reconvene in the tunnel for the start of the second half. Liverpool rather, trailing Chelsea by a goal to nil. I don't know where I got Burnley from. Now I've got Burnley on the brain. And we're going to see the first substitution, in fact, at the start of the second half. Bobby Firmino is going to come on and give that a bit more of a knockout edge to Liverpool's attack. And we'll remind you, and we'll tell you know who he's replaced at half time. He's replaced number 15. That's Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. He was a little bit non-existent in the first half and did pick up a knock, in fairness, towards the end. But Bobby Firmino on, and they've got the three big attackers now. They've got Firmino on, they've got Sane, and they've got Salah. So FSS are both SFF. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, we're back underway, hopefully in the second half for you now. Next season. I've received a message. Thank you, Russ. And that's actually good news. Anyway, we're back underway now for the second half. Liverpool attacking the goal to our right and to our left. Sorry, I was put off there by the text message I just received from Russ there about his news that I can't obviously put on air, but what I will say is that Chelsea are attacking the goal to our right. They're one up essentially in this second half. I got a bit put off by that as soon as it came up, but that's fabulous. So it's been a fabulous game of football so far. So Liverpool attacking the goal, as I say, to the left. So there we go. And series on, the Liverpool fan, a team obviously one down, but she said she's loving the commentary about laughing all the way to the goal bank. I must agree, although I'm a red, Chelsea have been the better team. And whilst I've been reading that message, Jordan Henderson's gone down. And I've got to tell you, the female referees and assistants up until this point now have done a magnificent job, and it's a foul there on Henderson there by Emerton, number 33, and Miss Fapart of France just gives a free kick and gets on with the game, and she's done magnificently well. She's given the game every chance to breathe, every chance to flow, and it's been magnificent to watch and bring it all to you live. And of course you'll be able to hear it on YouTube as well later on for those who don't possess a Twitch account. As the ball is laid in towards Bobby Firmino, good save by Kepa, but Sane will follow up to score, and the goal is given, and Liverpool, within 3 minutes of the restart, have got themselves leveled. There will be a VAR check, that goes without saying, but Liverpool, for the moment anyway, are level. They'll just check it everything for offside, but I'm sure they were okay when the ball was played over the top. Let's have a look on the replay. Well, Robertson was off, but wasn't interfering with the play. So maybe the goal will be allowed. And I think if it is allowed, Bobby Firmino with a lovely take back, and then Kepa can't get there. And Sane follows in from no more than 3 yards and finishes the job. There was a potential offside, but as I said, Robertson wasn't interfering with play, so he couldn't really have been given offside. And the two players that tapped the ball in were onside as the ball was played. Leroy Sané. Oh, Mane, sorry. Sané. Mane, I do apologise, Russ. Your little text message threw me off the scent. It's Mane, Sadio Mane, sorry. I got the Manchester City man mixed up. Early season nerves, Russ. Early season nerves. Anyway, it's 1-1 anyway. That's the important thing. Well, yeah. It's a good job Russ will be commentating this weekend. I need a break. I've done 6 games in a row and I'm absolutely shattered. Anyway, I've just got into the game last night now. Thank my lucky stars. Anyway, 1-1 in the Super Cup, and it's Sadio Mane, not Leroy Sané, who got the equaliser. Sorry, Sue, if I offended you there with the mispronunciation or the misidentification. I don't usually get things wrong, but sometimes we are humans and we do get mistakes. Anyway, here's Firmino. That's the shot. Oh, it's just wide from Fabinho with his right foot, and he must have been 25 yards from goal as he struck it. And he struck that with some ferocity, I can tell you. He really did strike that with a lot of ferocity, in fact, and it just went wide of the post. So it remains 1 apiece here, and as things stand, we are going to extra time, folks. Whether we like it or like it not. Hopefully I'll be done and dusted by 20 past 10. I hope we don't have to go to an extra half an hour. I don't think I could stand the sight of it. I just want the game finished after 90 minutes from a personal point of view. That is for certain, and we've lost footage, I'm afraid, so you're just gonna have to bear with us for a second. Oh, we're back now. We've got the footage back, so we're okay to carry on with the commentary. You've missed no goals. I do apologise for missing the goal at Old Trafford, the third Manchester United goal, by the way, on Sunday. As I say, it was technical. It was a technical fault, and I can only apologise for that, for missing that goal. So I am really sorry. We never usually miss too many goals. Russ has actually commented saying, looking around the crowd, it's 90 to 95% full of Liverpool fans. Well, the Liverpool fans, they're a great team, and the whole place now is buzzing with glee, certainly. And Liverpool are on the break again, and it's Mane laid in, and Henderson's shot deflected, and a good save by Kepa, who was going the wrong way. The shot was diverted towards his right as he looked. The ball was going left to where we were sitting, and in the end the ball was well repelled, and remember Kepa's body weight was going left and the ball was going to the right of him, and he had to readjust his arms to his right. But Chelsea, having led deservedly at half time, are now the team most vulnerable here, because Bobby Firmino has certainly made a huge difference to Liverpool's attack, and the Liverpool fans have really got behind their team in the second half. Liverpool have had 13 attempts to Chelsea's 8, and more tellingly, they've had 6 on target to Chelsea's 2. So that just backs up the point that I'm making now, that Liverpool, if you look at the opportunities that they've created in the game, have been much more the better team. So it remains 1 apiece. What has been a cracking little game so far, and I've really enjoyed bringing it to you live on the Twitch channel. Of course, you'll be able to hear it uploaded onto YouTube later on in the evening. Well, the whole match and presentation, of course, around about midnight for all you YouTubers, and you'll be able to listen to that to your heart's content. Anyway, back in the game, and it's Azpilicueta, well challenged there by James Milner, and I have to say the 3 officials for the female assistants, the female referee and the 2 assistants, have been absolutely exemplary tonight so far. No foot has been put wrong or out of place. It's been refereed absolutely to the letter, and that's all we can ask. And it's been a very enjoyable match to commentate on and bring you live here in Istanbul. As I say, we'll have a recap of the commentary for all the YouTubers that haven't got Twitch a little bit later on. And it's Liverpool now in the ascendancy. It's Mo Salah out on the far side. Can he keep it on that far side? Yes, he can. Needs support, mind you. And the ball played in there towards... Oh, Henderson just couldn't get it out from under his feet there as the ball was played into the Chelsea penalty area. We've had 53 minutes, folks, and both teams have got a goal each. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1 is the scoreline. But it's Liverpool now looking the more likely winners at this stage, you would think, with Bobby Firmino involved. Salah has stayed onside. The ball back, and it just wouldn't find Bobby Firmino inside the penalty area as Salah played it from the right-hand side. That was a really good opportunity there. Good football again from Liverpool. Good approach play. The flag stayed down, and he was correctly onside there, Mo Salah, but Bobby Firmino just couldn't get on the end of the ball. Maybe Salah just overhit it a tad, and obviously it would have took Bobby Firmino quite a long couple of strides to get on the end of that one, the way Salah played that ball in. 53 gone here in Istanbul, one apiece. A cracking European Super Cup final between two teams who both won domestically, both won the UEFA Club competitions. Chelsea, the Europa League winners, won. Liverpool, the European champions, won. This is the curtain raiser to the proper European season. Of course, we've got the Europa League and Champions League qualifiers on at the moment, but the real stuff begins in September with the group stages of the Champions League and Europa League. Liverpool and Chelsea very much involved in the group stage planning of those competitions. The draw will be made, I think, at the end of August, I'm hearing. And of course the Europa League the same, with Manchester United and Arsenal in that, and possibly Wolves if they can get past. They've got a game on tomorrow evening, in fact, at Molineux, and they're 4 up from the first leg, so they've got a tricky final game. They could possibly face Torino, I think, who could pose a really tough final hurdle for them. If they get past that final hurdle, that playoff round, then they are in the group phases, and then we'll have 3 English teams. Celtic have now dropped into the Europa League 2. They crashed out of the Champions League last night against FC Cluj, who have now booked themselves a playoff spot. And Celtic have only themselves to blame apparently for that. I haven't seen any of the action, but they were in commanding positions in the game at Celtic Park last night and just contrived to throw it away. So they could possibly now join Rangers, the other Scottish representation, and I think Aberdeen is still involved in Europe. They could possibly go. They've gone around further than they did last year when they were beaten, of course, need I tell you, by Burnley. So, as I said, I think they were robbed, Burnley, of a group stage place in that Europa League. I still maintain the referee was completely bending that first leg in Greece a year ago. I have to believe it was a year ago, and I remember commentating on the game and feeling, and I've never come off a microphone and thrown it down in such anger and shown disgust to a referee as that referee showed in Athens a year ago. But that's all in the past now. It's James Milner on the near side. 56 gone, incidentally, if you've just joined us. 1-1. Giroud with the first goal after 36 minutes. And Sadio Mane with the equaliser not long after. In fact, I said Leroy Sané, but I got that completely wrong, and Ross was quite right to actually remind me that it was Sadio Mane, not Leroy Sané. They're easily confusable names. Anyway, here's Andy Robertson now on the left for Liverpool. He's no problem to spot. Left back, Scottish international. And Firmino, he's not difficult to guess either. Neither is Fabinho inside the centre. Deep inside Chelsea territory. They're playing the ball around really well here, Liverpool. Looking very friendly. Here's James Milner inside the penalty area. Salah now. Oh, he can't thread it through to Milner and go. Kanté cuts that out. And Chelsea come hambling forward again. These two have got some league games to come on Saturday and Sunday, of course. Liverpool away. Chelsea at home too. Chelsea are at home as well. Liverpool away at Southampton in the Premier League. They don't want extra time going into that because they've got that trip to St Mary's to come. Here's Firmino to the area. Chelsea have got Leicester City. As I said, both teams won't want extra time going into that, and that will please, people that will please really are the Southampton and Leicester supporters. Only the one substitute used out of the 3 permitted in 90 minutes, and that's Bobby Firmino on for the very ineffective, but injured Oxlade-Chamberlain. Hopefully that's just a knock and just a precautionary measure. Obviously Klopp and Lampard have got a bear Saturday in mind, but at the moment here's Pedro now on the near side for Chelsea. Still 1-1 here. Let's hope we can find a winner after 90 minutes. 58 gone here in Istanbul. We'll be with you till the end. And let's hope it's after 90 minutes so we can get the presentation out of the way. As soon as the presentation is gone and it's been done, we'll be going off the air. So hopefully, all being well, we should be off the air around about 20 past 10 this evening. As long as UEFA don't take the mick and take about 5 hours to build the podium at the end of the match. I don't fancy a late night. 1-1 is the score. Chelsea corner, far side into the 6-yard area, but it misses everybody and out of play for a goal kick. As we approach an hour now, almost gone. 1 minute shy of the hour mark. 59 gone. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Well, that's a little bit of a loose ball there. Liverpool playing out from the back and playing a dangerous game. Pedro picks it up. Well, we've had a terrific entertainment. It's been a terrific game, full of entertainment, full of excitement all the way around, and it's been really good. Sue's enjoyed some of the commentary puns as well. Both teams really coming to the party now as the ball hooks forward once again. And here's a chance now for offside, given against Giroud as he chested the ball. Was it hands? It might have been handball. I think Giroud suggesting that he chested it. But the assistant referee, I should say, I keep saying linesman, but there's no men on officiating. It's all female. Come on, get out the old money. Get away from the old money. Mane's barber trousers down, a long ball over the top, but it's well cut out by Christensen for Chelsea. Now here comes Kante now over halfway, just drifts out to the right, goes in field once again. Chelsea keeping possession very good at the moment. Still 1 apiece here in this very riveting encounter here, and the flag has stayed down and Giroud is through. Olivier Giroud shoots and he hits it against Virgil van Dijk and it whistles wide of the goal. And in fact the flag had gone up in fact to offside. As we see a replay on the monitor here, little chip forward. Well, he's just about off there, and certainly the lineswoman had a good view of that. It did deflect off Virgil van Dijk, but it's offside anyway. So even if it had gone in, the goal would not have stood. Quite rightly so. She got the decision right there. The assistant on the near side. She was a good call, good spot. Eagle-eyed officiating by the Irish assistant on the near side. And the ball's going to run behind for a corner to Chelsea. Now all of a sudden it's Demmer on the top there. Virgil van Dijk's giving away a needless corner. A little bit of confusion there in the Liverpool ranks. We're inside the final half an hour. JB man of the match. We'll be having the vote in that for a second. You've got over 25 minutes from the 65th minute to the 90th minute to vote for your favourite player of the game. Don't forget hashtag JBMLTM please with the name of your player, but that will be we'll announce the opening of that around about 65 minutes. So we've just got over 3 minutes before that vote opens. If you joined us late, it's 1 apiece. Pulisic with the corner now on the far side for Chelsea into the 6-yard area, and it was Zuma jumping up there and he nearly got on the end of it. Pulisic has it on the far side, back again. And Chelsea now having a little bit of possession here, and it's Kante now for Chelsea, out to the far side. Azpilicueta, the captain, looking to win, looking to lift his second European silverware of the calendar year. Will we have longer if it goes to ET? We're going to stay until the end. We'll have an extended. We will extend the programme, but we're hoping, all being well, to finish at 20 past 10 this evening. But hopefully we'll. I did have other plans, but we could. I could put the other plans back. Oh, an extended MLTM vote. Well, we could do, but we'll just have to play that one by ear. But at the moment, I think there's going to be another goal in this second half. I really do. The way the teams have been attacking and the way they've been entertaining, I could see another goal at least in this match. And here's Fabinho running through the centre, picks out Milner, and now Robertson on the left-hand side. And Sane's making Mane making a break into the middle, and Liverpool just wasting that a little bit, and that's Boyqueta now is going to make way. He's going to just waste a bit of time here. In fact, there's going to be some changes made. Off comes James Milner, and Gini Ronaldo will come on now. Liverpool's second change of the evening. Well, the first one made a real instant impact. Can Gini Ronaldo make just about the same as well? No foul. No free kick. Chelsea in possession now, midway inside their own half. And it's Klopp 1, Lampard 1 in the battle of the managers. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Ball over the top. The flag has stayed down against Pedro. He checked for a second or two. And it's play on, and the ball played back towards the edge of the area. Shot comes in from the edge of the area, and it deflects away for a corner. Just for a moment then, it looked as if the flag had stayed down, was about to go up. Pedro had to check, and Pulisic ended up having the shot, which deflected away, and Pulisic himself will take the corner from the near side this time. The American international. Near sidelines. Near side assistant, she kept her flag down, and it might have been a good decision there. It certainly caught me unawares in the commentary box. Of course, we've got VAR checking every single nook and cranny of this game as well, so any misdemeanor will be picked up by VAR. We've had 64 minutes, so the voting for man of the match, and we could have an extended vote if it goes to extra time, but at the moment the initial voting for man of the match is now up and running. Name of player please, and JBMLTM the hashtag for the vote to count. And you've got obviously the initial 25 minutes unless we find a winner, and then we go to extra time. Mane equalising after 48 minutes after Giroud giving Chelsea the lead on 36 in the first half. 25 to play. The man of the match vote is now open. Put the name of your player and hashtag it with the hashtag JBMLTM please. We might have an extended vote for that if the game does indeed go to extra time. I just don't understand why they need to use extra time for this sort of game. I mean, use the Community Shield format where you've got yeah, you can have your 3 substitutes and that, but let's just go to penalties. I've never seen the point of extra time to try and decide something that's as a curtain raising. This is a curtain raiser game. This is you can have your extra time for the European Cup final and stuff like that, but not for the Super Cup. I've never been a great advocate for extra time in the UEFA Super Cup. No foul. Referee was quite happy to play on. Henderson comes away, and it's a throw-in. So James Milner, his night he's done. As I say, anything. Liverpool's 2 of 3 permitted 90-minute substitutes are now being used. They do have an extra one to use should the game go to extra time. But here's Molina, gets to the bar and does well, but Kepa's well stationed at his left hand near post and goes the ball in comfortably. So 67 minutes no almost gone in. It's Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Live on the Twitch channel. And hopefully we'll have a winning goal before the end as well. The last thing I want to see is extra time for these sort of events. It really annoys me that. That's an annoying ball as well to play out of play, and that will annoy Jurgen Klopp more than anything else. You see Marley there. That did look as if it carried out, but Kepa must have kept that in. I don't think it made much difference anyway. It was always going to be Kepa's ball, regardless of whether it was going to go out or not. But I have to say, Stephanie Frappart, you've had a magnificent game. You haven't put a foot wrong tonight, and full credit to you. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1 in the UEFA Super Cup. Coming to you live here from Turkey, in Istanbul. all the way over there in Turkey. Obviously, the scene. Well, that wasn't the scene. It's the Vodafone Arena, in fact, we're playing the game in, and not the Olympic Stadium where Liverpool came from behind in 2005, 3-0 down against Milan to win the European Cup for the 5th time. Steven Gerrard's heroics and Dudek's saves and that. And Sue agrees with me. It just adds to the tension. Why can't they? I know. I mean, they've scrapped extra time for the League Cup. I just think UEFA just do. I think it's a money-making exercise. And you think though as well, these teams have travelled out to Turkey, which is in Eastern Europe, and then they've got league matches on Saturday and Sunday. Chelsea have got Leicester. I think they both play on Saturday. Chelsea have got Leicester at home and Liverpool away at Southampton. You just think with all this thing they could play it. They could play it later on in the month, maybe, but well, that's the way we've been taught. Anyway, one apiece. Anyway, let's hope we can find a winner. Here's Robertson into the penalty area. Poor cross, really, cut out easily by Christensen. Now Van Dijk wins possession. Liverpool just looking a little bit off colour at the moment. Chelsea playing okay. There's going to be a substitution, I think. Jurgen Klopp's not very impressed. 6 they're going in on Robertson. Right, it's a Chelsea ball. I agree with Sue on that one. I think they should scrap extra time for a game like this. It's just ridiculously stupid. Just go to penalties. I mean, we had the draw between Liverpool and Man City a few weeks ago in the Community Shield game, and it went to penalties. Why can't we have the same here? The football authorities, the UEFA have a lot to answer to on that one, and I don't mean to be grumpy, but we're not even 3 weeks into the season, and I've got my grumpy head on. I'm a grumpy old man, so that's the thing. You've got to think of players and their fatigueness and all that. The flag has gone up against Pulisic, who puts the ball wide of the far post with his shot. But the assistant there, a very good decision there by Michelle O'Neill, the assistant from Ireland. And a free kick has been given. 20 minutes to go for stoppage time. Let's hope we can find a winning goal here. It remains 1-1. This is Virgil van Dijk over halfway. Back in field to Mane. I really simply hope and pray that we don't have extra time. It'd just be my luck, this. Here's Virgil van Dijk. 1-1 is the score. It's been a game that's been full of attrition and plenty of drama. The pace of it's just slowed down a little bit. Now let's see if we can find a win in 90 minutes. Come on, lads, give it a try. Here's Virgil van Dijk coming forward and finds Andy Robertson. Keeps that in down on the near side. Firmino back to Robertson. This is good football. Oh, Robertson's ball was an appalling one on the left hand side, and it was well cut out, in fact, by Christensen. Just that final ball in from Robertson has just been lacking there. He's not the same player as he was against Norwich the other night. Ball is charged down, and we're 18 minutes away. Sadly, unfortunately for me, from extra time. I'm supposed to be doing something else at 20 past 10. Something completely different. Unfortunately, I might have to delay it until tomorrow. I wasn't offended by the Sane-Mane mix-up. I was laughing too. It's an easily done, I'm sure. But yeah, it's early season, so that's what it is. I'm glad you're not offended. But we are humans and we do make mistakes, and that's great. Anyway, one apiece then. If you just joined us late, and it's Mane and Giroud the goal scorers. It's Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. We're inside the last 20 minutes, incidentally. And here's a chance now for Kovacic. Plays a 1-2. Pulisic gets it onto that right foot, left foot, and it's charged down. Given away though to N'Golo Kante, who can hit them. Oh, it's right behind Olivier Giroud. That was a poor ball. And now the final third play has been quite sloppy, I'm afraid, in the second half. But this is not a sloppy ball. Oh, and then Salah loses possession rather stupidly, but wins a corner now for it. And Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount are about to come on. I don't know what the justification was for certain sections of the media to criticise young Mason Mount, but I felt he played well in a lot of spells at Old Trafford on Sunday. I was impressed enough with him. Tammy Abraham was on loan at Aston Villa in the Championship last year. Mason Mount, of course, at Derby, and them two featured in some of the best games that we covered on YouTube last year in those magnificent playoff games that we covered, and they were both part of the drama there. As Christian Pulisic is now taken by Mason Mount. So Chelsea have used, I believe, now 2 of their 3 substitutes permitted after 90 minutes. Liverpool have a corner, Henderson to take. And can they get their noses in front? Van Dijk, Firmino forward, and the corner's not a bad one. Ronaldo couldn't get it out this week. Salah shoots, and it's cleared off the line, and Virgil van Dijk has somehow hit the bar. Oh, and Kepa has somehow miraculously saved it. The ball hasn't clearly crossed the line, and Liverpool have been denied. It was almost a carbon copy of the goal line scramble at Wembley some 2.5 weeks ago in the Charity Shield. But Kepa has made one remarkable save here, and that will be replayed again and again and again until history in footballing history. The corner comes in, not dealt with really by the Chelsea defence. Henderson chips the ball in from the original corner, flick on, and Kepa takes the ball almost nonchalantly on the edge of his 6-yard area, but he's made a marvellous save here. Salah's shot deflects there, and you think that's going to be a goal here for Virgil van Dijk. All he's got to do is hit the target, and he does. But Kepa has somehow kept that out. It's hit the crossbar first and then the right hand post, and it somehow stayed out. And you just wonder, is it going to be Liverpool's lucky night again? And Kepa's dispossessed by Mane. That was a really good bit of play there. Terrific play there by Mane. He was entitled to go for that. Kepa was nowhere fast, and he blocked the ball expertly well, and it's gone for a goal kick. This is the effort again. Ronaldo got it out of his feet. Salah's left-footed shot, well saved there by Kepa. If there's any criticism of Van Dijk, he didn't hit it. He hit it too close to the goal. If I'm being hypercritical of him, I know he's under pressure, but if he stabs it just to the right of the keeper or towards the right-hand side of the goal, I mean, that could easily go in. But he hit it straight at the keeper, and it allowed Kepa to make a magnificent save and keep it at 1 apiece with a quarter of an hour left of this Super Cup game. UEFA answer to the Community Shield, of course, the traditional European curtain raiser, to the Europa League and Champions League action we're going to see in the next 9 months or so. Group stage football, it's when the real hardcore stuff starts in both competitions, and then obviously you'll have your knockout rounds from February onwards all the way through to May. I think both finals are going to be played in May this year, but due to the upcoming European Championships at the end of the club season. And the European Championships, of course, will be live on the JB Quiet YouTube channel with myself, Chris, Russ, of course, and Mike Hanneman, our new commentator, and we'll be introducing him at some point, maybe this weekend, and introducing extra voices as well, and as well as myself. I'm sure you'll want different voices to myself. I know I do put an entertaining commentary on my own anyway. But anyway, it's 1-1 here. Are we going to see a winner? Fabinho now. Come on, someone get a winning goal, please. Spare me the partake of extra time. I don't want extra half an hour. I'm praying now someone scores a goal. Here's Virgil van Dijk in the centre circle. 1 apiece. 13 minutes for someone to find a winner and save us all the bother of extra time. And UEFA would have to answer a lot of questions. Well, why do we need the provision for extra time in a game as this? You can have them in the European Cup final and the UEFA Cup final. The Super Cup final should go to penalties if it's a draw. Anyway, here's Henderson. Chips the ball into the penalty area. Oh, and Robertson was free and a good header away. The defences have certainly been on top. Pedro's kept that in. And here's Kante now. Come on, someone get a winner. Someone get a winner now. 12 minutes to play. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Oh, really? That is poor. This is supposed to be the best two teams in Europe, and at the moment they're misplacing passes 10 a penny. And they are absolutely ridiculous. The game has really tailed off in that final third. The final third, the final balls in, have been nothing short of dreadful and feeble. I'm being totally honest here. And it's really annoying me. And that's a foul, surely. Referee has given the free kick against Azpilicueta. It looked a foul to me. And the first booking, and she will stand no nonsense. She's done really well, and I think Azpilicueta's been booked for talking out of line. And I think if she's not careful, he'll get the red one. I have to say, good tough referee there from Stephanie Fappart. Standing no nonsense. Clearly barges him over. That's a foul in my eyes, and that's a free kick. Clearly pushes him over. Referee, not 5 yards away, can see that quite clearly in a line of sight, and she was right to book the player. And if he keeps on complaining anymore, he'll get the red card as well. Well, we've got just over 10 minutes left to play. Can we see a winning goal from here for free kick? Chelsea on the rack a little bit now. 35 yards from goal. Kepa, who made that remarkable save a few moments ago for Virgil van Dijk on his metal. 5 in the Chelsea wall, which Miss Fappart has put back a full 10 yards. Mo Salah over the free kick. Virgil van Dijk there too. So too is Henderson. Can we see a late winner in the Super Cup final and spare us all the misery of extra time? It's going to be Mo Salah, deflected off the wall. It will be a corner to Liverpool. 10 minutes to play, one apiece. Game off Tammy Abraham, I think, and over the top. And Salah to take the corner. Liverpool fans, everywhere you look, there's a small pocket of Chelsea fans. But they've certainly been outnumbered here. 8-1 by Liverpool. That's a poor corner. And once again, the ball into the penalty areas from both sides has been nothing short of feeble. It really has. Here's Kante now, leading the charge, showing how something's got to give. Mason Mount on the far side. Can he come to the party and put a good ball into the penalty area? Needs support, mind you. Kante now leading the charge. Jorginho. And once again, they're just going backwards. It's negative from Chelsea at the moment. Get forward. There's a trophy to be won. And bearing in mind, these two have got league games on Saturday. You think they're going there with the intentions of winning these games. Have a go at winning it. There's a trophy to be won. Get it won by 90 minutes. Pedro is onside, by the way. The ball played forward. Abraham and also Kante pull back. Oh, and a great chance there for Pedro. It was well blocked by Virgil van Dijk of all people. Well played. Chelsea throw. Comes off the defender. Virgil van Dijk inside the penalty area, denying Pedro's right-footed shot. That might have been going in as well. Come on, guys. Let's get this game finished by 90 minutes. And we're thinking about fitness levels. Here's Abraham. He's onside. Why has he played the ball back when he could have had an angle for a shot there? Ridiculous. Why could he not shoot? It really boggles the mind when strikers like Tammy Abraham just do not, when they're in a great goal scoring position, just decide to go for a pass. Ridiculous. Crossed it in from the right. He had the angle there for a right-footed shot across the goal. The attempts really have dried up for Chelsea, in my opinion. They've been feeble. They've been a bit negative in this second half, I've got to be honest. Let's get the game played, get it finished, and then, then you can go back with a clean bill of health. You played only 90 minutes. And we can all go home. And the flag has stayed down, I think. And a chance here for Chelsea. And it's into the corner of the net from Mason Mount. Oh, but the flag annoyingly is up. Oh, is this fated to go to extra time? The flag has gone up. Mason Mount has been tagged offside. Correct call, annoyingly. It's anyone wanting to win this Super Cup tonight. Is anyone actually trying hard enough? The last thing anybody needs tonight is extra time. Nobody needs extra time tonight. 7 minutes before, you know, we're 7 minutes away from that torture, I'm afraid. And it will be torture for me. Because I had planned other things. Here's Henderson. Back inside, Wijnaldum. And Chelsea now. Someone win this Super Cup for me. I'm begging now in this commentary box. This game is getting ridiculously bad now. Both teams, are they actually trying? Tomorrow's going to come on. I'm due elsewhere in about 20 past 10, and at the moment, they need to hurry up here. This is ridiculous. Get off the field. There's a game to be won. Get off the field. Never mind the standing ovation. Get off the field, Christensen. Come on. Get off. Tomorrow will come on. I'm sounding like a grumpy old man, but the last thing I want to see tonight in this sort of game is extra time. We don't want extra time, folks. And that's a foul, surely. Free kick to Chelsea. And a yellow card is given to one of the Liverpool players. I couldn't tell who it was. It's Jordan Henderson. In fact, both captains now have seen yellow. The same colour as their captain's armbands. Foul here on Emerson. Pulls him back. Chelsea free kick about 30 yards away from the goal. One apiece. Hopefully they'll add about 5 minutes on at the end of the second half and give us a bit more time to find a winner in that time. Fingers crossed now one of these efforts goes in. Mason Mount I think is going to take this. That's a long way out for a shot. He's chipped it in. And Mason Mount indeed it was, and it's a corner kick to Chelsea, is it? No, I think she's given a goal kick. I thought that was a corner to me. It's a goal kick now and they're playing out from the back. Let's just get the ball forward, and it's just dawdling about here. And here's another foul here, and the referee's not giving it. Well, that certainly looked a free kick from where I was sitting. I think that's probably the first mistake the female ref has made. But it's Liverpool now on the break. And it's Salah. And Salah running towards the edge of the area. Mane's in the penalty area. Mane shoots. Oh, he's shot wide. Would you believe it? Is anyone actually going to win this game in 90 minutes? Is anybody bothering to win this game? He's offside as well. Oh my goodness, this is my worst nightmare coming true here. The one game you never want it to go to extra time, and it's going to extra time. And my headset is dropping off to compound my absolute misery. I enjoy commentating, but these are the sort of occasions where you don't need the extra half an hour. UEFA must, these administrators at UEFA must make these rules up as they go along. Free kick to Chelsea. And again, ridiculous. We're just wasting time here. It's anyone trying to actually bother to win the game and get it done for 90 minutes. I'm looking at and thinking of the welfare of the two teams as well as my own self here, as Jorginho plays it out to the far side. Surely a winning goal has got to come. Come on, someone win the game and we can all go home. That's going to be a goal kick, I'm afraid. Chelsea are going to appeal vehemently for corners. I think Lampard reckons it should have been a corner as well. The second half has just been the final third. It's just been a bit of a disgrace. And now there's almost an incident there with Andy Robertson and Frank Lampard at the end. And now both teams just giving the ball away. They're just passing it round to each other. It's almost as if, I know, we'll just play for extra time here. Let's get on with the game. Get on with the game. There's no need to take the mickey here. Let's have this game sorted out. No one wants to stay in extra and have extra time, folks. Sure, you guys don't particularly want to hear this, but I mean, I'm getting a little bit frustrated here because this is a game the trophy to be won. There's still time left. Let's get it won after 90 minutes. Come on, someone. Have a bit of willing. Get it right. Mason Mount, down that side. Bit of a poor ball. And once again, the balls in, the final balls in have been either too overhit or just plain stupid. You know, easy choices that they all could have made, and in hindsight it's a wonderful thing after the event, but you know, it's easy for me from 28 camera angles to judge, but you know, it's ridiculous really. Both teams are not really trying hard enough in the final third to win this game. Maybe there might be a chance here in the offing here for Chelsea. Bowling towards Tammy Abraham, another poor ball. How many more poor balls are we going to see in the final third of this game? It's getting equally frustrated. We got about 90 seconds of normal time left to play, just under in fact, 80 seconds in fact. And then we'll hopefully have something like 2 to 3 minutes extra time, or maybe a bit more than that. Corner to Chelsea. Oh, that's not the news I want to hear. That's not the news. 200 minutes, that's not right. Come on, have 4 or 5. Let's get this game won after 90. We don't want extra time. Nobody wants extra time. It's not on. Come on, Chelsea. Score from this corner. Here comes the corner into the penalty area. Oh, and it's over the top. Would you believe it? Both teams, I have to say, have been ridiculous in the final third. They have been ridiculously poor. And it's because of them we're going to be going to an extra half an hour, which we didn't really need to go to. I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. My life is complicated enough already. And we might not even get the presentation out by the end of this, I'm afraid. The amount of time it takes for UEFA to get things out. I don't want to be changing times. I've got arrangements at 20 past 10. I never thought we'd go to extra time. I thought both teams would not be drawing 1-1. And Azpilicueta is blatantly taking time here. Get this game sorted out. Come on. Nobody wants half an hour of this ridiculous show. Come on, just get the throw-in taken. And Pedro now. Nobody gambling in the penalty area. Why? Why are they not gambling in the penalty area? Ridiculous foul again on Salah. Either these two teams actually wanted to win this game. Mo Salah's going to be man of the match by the looks of it. But I'm absolutely annoyed that both teams have not tried hard enough, and I'm being really critical now that this second match, this second half has been ridiculous in the extreme. Very disappointed the way the game's gone. Very disappointed that we're now on the verge of extra time, and players are just blatantly just taking time now, and it's not. I just want to see this game won. I'm sure everyone else wants to see the game won. Extra time is ridiculous. We don't need it. And someone's lost a boot as well, and it's Gomez. A free kick's been given, and we might have to put my own arrangements back another half an hour, because right now I'm losing the will to live in this second half. There's one or two Chelsea and Liverpool fans mixing in the crowd. So we're going to have time for this free kick, and then I'm going to have to make headphone adjustments, as my headset is now dropping off at the seams. Can Liverpool nick a late goal now in the last seconds that remain? Henderson's free kick, another poor delivery. And it just sums up the mentality of both teams in this second half. It's been shoddy in the extreme. Mate, a moment, here's Salah across the face. Oh no! Across the face of the goal from Bobby Firmino, and that will be that. And there goes the whistle, folks. Extra time it will be. And I'm going to go off mic for 5 minutes to calm down. The last 20 minutes was an absolute nonsense. Neither team really lacked the inclination to win it after 90 minutes. And now we're going to go into what will be, in my opinion, a pointless, really, 30 minutes of extra time. With both teams, remember, having games on Saturday. It's 1-1 after 90 minutes. We've got extra time coming up. Join us after a quick break. Well, welcome back to Istanbul, the extra time period. I think it's Sue's agreeing with my frustration that we want the game settled after 90 minutes. I'm sure these two do. The quality of the final third has just not been good enough. And there's another 30 minutes we should have now, what we have to have. So we're going to stay with you right until the end of the game. But we'll be leaving you at around about 10:30, hopefully. It is a bit of a frustration, but the Super Cup is now to be played to a conclusion now and if it's over after 90 minutes we'll have penalties. I just think it's a shame really that the game can't even kick off at 7:45 and allow an extra 15 minutes, but there we go. I don't think 8 o'clock is a good time really to have a match of this magnitude. Well, we are into extra time, folks, and that's the way it's got to be. So just to remind you of who's attacking where. Liverpool in red attacking the goal to our right in the first half and of extra time. Just to remind you the rules of extra time. Not that you need probably reminding, but to those who don't, or to the uninitiated, 15 minutes each way, and if it's still level after that, it's a penalty shootout to decide who wins. But hopefully we'll get a winner after half an hour's extra time, and then we'll be leaving you at around about 10:40 in the evening for the evening. Sue says, I completely understand your frustrations and I echo your thoughts exactly. I've got to be in the recording studio tomorrow. And it's 1-1. But we're staying with you to the end in this Super Cup game. And one thing's for sure, first half was quite eventful. The second 15 minutes of the second half, the first 15 minutes of the second half was quite good. And of course, the JB Man of the Match winner, I forgot to announce in light of all my frustration. Was Mo Salah. So Mo Salah gets JB Man of the Match. Anyway, here come Liverpool again. Shot deflects and a good save by Kepa. Down away to his right hand side at the near post. A good save. Just keeping it at one apiece at the moment. So here come Liverpool once again. Up towards Salah, but Mount intercepts now for Chelsea. One apiece it is. And the ball played back to Kepa. Also, whilst I was on my break, I had to do running repairs on my on my headset because the headset was dropping off a little bit, so I had to do running repairs whilst we were off the air between things. As we see, Gomez's shot there, well parried by, or well kept out by Kepa. He made that miraculous save in the second half from Virgil van Dijk from close range. It was a remarkably good save. So we're now into extra time. As I say, 15 minutes each way. We've had 3 and a bit minutes of the second half, and it remains one apiece. So 15 minutes each way. And we'll play to a finish this evening. It's going to be a late night in Istanbul. And Alexander Arnold's come on. Just if there's been any substitutions I missed, Russ, can you just confirm them for me, please? It's 1-1, but Alexander Arnold's come on. I know that for sure. But who he has replaced, I'm not quite sure. But we'll try and check all the things. That's the problem with extra time in these games. You've got so many substitutions and the flurry of them. You don't know what's what anymore. And here's Mo Salah. And it remains 1-1 with 4 minutes of the second half played. I'm on the JB Twitch channel. So I'm just going to check one or two things as well. Yeah, Andy Robertson has been replaced by Trent Alexander-Arnold, and that was the only substitution that was made. And there's been a lot of very good vibes towards the assistants and the referee, the female assistants, and the flag has stayed down again. Ball played back into the penalty area and a goal! Sadio Mane has done it, and it counts. It's 2-1 to Liverpool. They've come from behind and have taken the lead here in Istanbul. Nearly 5 minutes gone in the second half, or the first period of extra time rather. Chelsea fall behind for the first time tonight. And finally, we have a third goal in this game. It's come for Liverpool. Mane the scorer. The flag stayed down. It was a good decision there. The ball played back. Mane just to the right or to the left of the penalty spot as he struck it with his right foot. Now, why couldn't have someone done that at the end of the second half? Which makes you wonder, doesn't it? But it's still a great finish. And that's cool, as you like. Side of the right foot into the bar, into the right-hand corner. Needed the aid of the crossbar. And the swerve of the shot did for Kepa in the end. And he can't pull off the miracle save this time. Liverpool lead by 2-1. And we've had just over 5 minutes of the second half played. A very good performance. And a very good scoreline here at the moment. Good reading for Liverpool fans. Not so if you were Chelsea fans. Just to confirm, Alexander-Arnold on for Robertson. And both teams have now got a substitute each remaining because they've got that fourth extra substitute now in extra time. Liverpool leading 2-1. 7 minutes almost gone in the second half. And Salah takes it inside the penalty area, but he loses possession and the ball can come away now. And it's Emerson to get it away for Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea trail. We'll just concentrate on the game now. Let's not get any grievances about what we can't control. It's not the ideal situation to have extra time to decide a game of this magnitude, as it's just a sort of curtain raiser type game. But it just makes you wonder why couldn't they have not had that clinical finishing after night and got the game won after 90 minutes. But anyway, it's still 2-1 to Liverpool. And Chelsea come looking for a second equaliser with Azpilicueta. Only 2 players in the book so far, and that's both captains. Messrs Jordan Henderson and Cesar Azpilicueta. And it's 2-1 to Liverpool. And they could be winning their first trophy of the season. They narrowly missed out in the Charity Shield. Ross Barkley, a former Evertonian, looking to put one over on Everton's Merseyside rivals in the royal blue of Chelsea. But it's the red of Liverpool that's deciding the outcome of this match at the moment. And I have to say, I echo what people say about. I was reading also on BBC's newsfeed. They have a newsfeed in a match, and just wait a moment. Here's Abraham now. Could be 2 apiece. Good save by Adrian, and what a good piece of defending as well by Gomez. Too, as the follow-up was coming in there, and Chelsea were going in for the second goal, looking to equalise. And now Marnie trying to get through his hat-trick until he got the equaliser and he scored the second one just then. But Chelsea should have been level at 2-2 there. Jorginho, now the game is picking up a bit. The pace is not lagging as much as it did in the second half, I'm pleased to say. And here goes Pedro again. And now comes Abraham. The goalkeeper brings him down. It's a penalty. It's a penalty against Adrian. And Chelsea have a chance to draw level 9 minutes into the second half. And it looked a penalty from first glance. Russ has checked it on the VAR. And he reckons it's a penalty. Let's have a look on the replay. Yep, definite penalty for me. The officials have got it spot on again. They have been bob on with every single refereeing call tonight, the female officials, and they're going to get an awful lot of praise from every media man and every commentator in the stadium because they've really called the decisions correctly. The penalty will stand. She's got it right. She had it right. From the first time I saw it with the naked eye, that was a penalty. Got nothing at all. He got a bit of Abraham. May have exaggerated his fall a little bit there, the Chelsea man, but still the correct decision was made. And now Chelsea have a chance to make it 2 each. We played almost 10 minutes of the 10 minutes of the first period of extra time. We've got about 5 minutes just over to go of the first period, of course. They'll swap round and go again after that. But it's a penalty first. Jorginho to take it. Right-footed against Adrian. Can he atone for his blunder there? Let's give away a penalty. Chelsea with a chance to make it 2-2. Some finish this is going to be. Chelsea fans can't bear to look. Jorginho waiting to come forward. The referee just making sure that Adrian is clearly on his line. He can't move off it, remember. 1 foot has to be on the line. As Jorginho runs up right-footed and sends the goalkeeper nonchalantly the wrong way. And it's 2-2. Wow. It's ebbing and flowing, this one. Now that it's gone into extra time, it's 2 apiece. And Chelsea all of a sudden, having been out of the ascendancy, are clearly back in it thanks to a moment of madness from Adrian. And he just wrong foots him, doesn't he? That's a great penalty. There's no doubt about it. Now, why couldn't they have done all this in the 90 minutes? That's my only gripe to take away from it. 2 apiece. Good game, this. It's a shame all the great stuff now is coming in extra time. But we're 2-0 and it's we're inside the final 5 minutes of normal time at the end of the extra half hour. So hopefully not too much in the way of stoppage time, and then they can turn around very swiftly and get back going again. Barkley's now on the field. And again, I don't even have an idea of who he's replaced. Oh, Kovacic is the man he's replaced. The graphics have I've been beaten to it by Russ Bernard. The ball comes in there, and Firmino was on the end of that almost there. And here's Mane. He's on a hat-trick, of course. And here's Firmino. Good game now. It's starting to come to the boil, sadly. Now we've gone into extra time now. Maybe both teams are trying harder now because they know now they don't want penalties. And the two teams that will be more than happy with this situation is now are the opponents for both Liverpool and Chelsea. And I talked about Leicester City and Southampton. Liverpool go to Southampton. Free kick to Liverpool, incidentally, found inside the box by Mount on Ronaldo, I think. 3 minutes to half time, or in extra time. Divock Origi is now going to come on, and in fact, Mane is going to come off, so he's not going to get his hat trick. And Russ has been right with his hunches tonight. I just want to say a word of praise to Russ again. He's taken over from Panini as our VAR official, and he's done a magnificent job. So a big shout out to Russ Bernard tonight, and hopefully he'll be back in and he's definitely with JB YouTube channel for definitely this season. And he'll be back in the commentary box, I believe, this weekend. He was saying to me earlier. But Mane getting a good handshake there from all the substitutes on the bench, but it's still 2-2. Nobody's going to win this Super Cup yet. Got about 2 minutes of normal time to go, and then we'll get a word from the fourth official, Kakir of Turkey. Fourth officiating in his home country tonight. That will, I don't know, with the time. I hope you all are still enjoying the commentary, even if I've been a little bit of a grumpy old man and been a little bit frustrated by the way. And again, they're just slowing the pace down. They don't need to slow the pace down. This has been a cracking first half of extra time, and it's ending kind of stupidly now. Both teams now just need to go on with the game. There's no point now. They might as well go. They might as well go for it. If one team loses, so be it. It's not going to make or break the season. Barkley now into the penalty area. Good football again. Chelsea chance here. Abraham should have scored. Should have scored. Slow cross from the right. Abraham 6 yards out. Mount set him up. And what a glorious opportunity. But former on loan Aston Villa man to have made it 3-2. Pedro's cross rather. And he gets in front of Alexander-Arnold, but should score there. Narrowly misses the far left-hand post. And that should be 3-2 to Chelsea there, without a shadow of a doubt. And that's been the overriding frustration from this match tonight, as we are now inside the final minute of the regulation 15 at the end of the first period of extra time. There will be that second regulation 15. I think there might be at least a minute of time added on, I'm guessing, just basically for the 2 goals that were scored. Although there was a little bit of a hold up on the penalty as well, so there might be even 2 at worst case scenario. 2 added minutes, as Russ points out, he's told, and he's also our pitch side assistant as well. So he really is helping me tonight. He's been a great breath of fresh air, and we can't wait to hear him in the commentary box. Hopefully at the weekend, where he'll be able to talk this through. We'll stay with you during the half time and extra time, by the way. And we'll talk about some of the social media aspects from the match as well. As the cross comes in, it's charged away. We've now played 24 seconds of the 2 added minutes. And Divock Origi plays the ball towards the far side, and it's headed out by Emerson for a corner. 90 seconds of injury time to be played. Just I'm just reading the tweet there from Gary Lineker on VAR whilst I was just teeing up the corner. Alexander Arnold to take it way too deep. Mo Salah will still keep it in though, on the left hand side this time. Chance now to get the ball into the penalty area towards the far side, or to the near side of Arba, and the keeper's got there after a bit of a backheader. 50 seconds of the 2 minutes to go. And we're going to hopefully have a nice easy swap round. And get this get this game won. 15 seconds left of the 2 minutes. Let's get a swift turnaround and let's get on with the second half. Otherwise we're going to have a penalty shootout to decide it. But here comes Chelsea now, looking for a third here with Barkley through the centre. He'd love to score against Liverpool, being an Evertonian. But he's run out of steam there, and that should be that then. And indeed it is, so we'll have a swift turn around there. She's clearly signalling, come on. No messing about, no nonsense. Let's get it all swiftly turned around and let's get on with the game. We all want to go home tonight, she says. And quite rightly so. Well done. And I just want to say at this point to Stephanie Fafard, you have refereed it exemplarily. And you've refereed it superbly. Why are they taking drinks? I do not know. They don't need to take drinks. Just get on with the game. 2-2 at the end of extra time. At the end of the first period of extra time. Why do the managers feel the need to interfere and just let the players get on with the game? The female referee has said swap round. And that's what she's tried to do. But everybody's just ignoring her. Let's just get on with the game. There's a game to be won. Let's get the 15 minutes played and let's go home. As we see a replay of the penalty there, which was given against Adrian. It was a ridiculous thing for him to do, and it was definitely a penalty. There's no doubt about that. The female officials have been excellent tonight, and I don't think there's any two ways about that. Good penalty there by Jorginho, just wrong footing Adrian. And he may have just cost his team for the moment anyway, the Super Cup. But at the moment well, he was off his line a tad there as the kit was taken, but it never mattered. So it's 2-2. And showing now we've got to get this game restarted as promptly as we possibly can. And they're still having drinks. Why are they taking so long to get this game restarted? Come on, the referee's trying to get the players back into order. I understand the managers want to get on with it, want to get the instructions out, but the referee's got a game to manage, and she needs to get this game back underway. She's the one in charge, and enough's enough. Let's get on with the second half, and let's get this extra time, and let's get this play to a conclusion. 2 apiece. Jody Morris and Frank Lampard down there on the touchline. And it's now quarter past. It's past quarter past. We would have been, if things had been finished by 90 minutes, we'd have been covering the presentation. As it is, we're now covering the second period of extra time. And as soon as the game is finished, we'll be going off the air. We might not even have time for the presentation tonight. I'm on an early night tonight. Enough's enough. I've had a long night last night. I'm definitely not on for a late night tonight. As we get on with the second half then. And Chelsea now attacking the goal to our right. The last thing I want to see now is a penalty shootout. Let's get this game won within the next 15 minutes, guys. 2 goals we saw in the first 15. Let's see if we can have one more. And see a outright winner after 120. Ball back with Adrian in the goal. So 15 more minutes now to see if one of these two teams can win the UEFA Super Cup for the very first and win this first All English clash. So as we go away again, a long ball forward, and Divock Origi's through, but so too is Kepa. Did well there, the Chelsea goalkeeper. So it remains 2 apiece. And right towards the end of this extra time, 2 apiece it is. A little flick on, it's going to be Gomez to pick the ball up inside his own half. Finds Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk now in field. Fabinho takes it up. Now Henderson goes over halfway, plays it out to the near side, and it's Gomez again. Joe Gomez now for Liverpool. Back in field again, this time for Henderson. Right footed, gets the ball out towards the far side. Liverpool taking the goal now to our left in the second period of 15 minutes. Chelsea to the right. And here goes Mason Mount down the left hand channel. The far side, he goes down. And again the referee on hand. She was close at hand and she gives the free kick. And the yellow card to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who turns away in disgust. Not very sporting, is it? But it was a foul. Clearly pulled Mason Mount back there. You can see there, just seen there with the arm. So a free kick. Third player in the book this evening. Along with the two captains, Azpilicueta of Chelsea and Jordan Henderson, of course, of Liverpool. Here's Mo Salah now. He's got Divock Origi to his left if he can pick him out. Still Mo Salah. Just ran out of room there. He still has possession, amazingly. But he's not deciding to pass it at the moment. He's decided to play keep ball at the moment. Well, that just shows the lack of ambition maybe from both sides here. I'm all for patient build-up, but not in a game of such urgency as this to get this finished. It remains 2 apiece, and the way things are going, it would be just my luck if it's a penalty shootout. Jordan Henderson. Why can't they just share the trophy, or just deciding on penalties after 90 minutes? It's a ridiculous thing that UEFA have to put into consideration. And these fans have travelled a long way in midweek for a game of a huge importance, perhaps, but they want to see this done after 90 minutes. They don't want to see extra time. I mean, they've all got commitments, work and everything else. UEFA just don't spare a thought for the average Joe on the street that have to travel all the way to Eastern Europe and then the game goes to extra time. I find that amazing. Anyway, here's Matip now towards the edge of the area, runs about 15-20 yards, plays it into Ronaldo. His first touch was a bit heavy, but he was under pressure in fact by Emerson, so runs out of play for a goalkeeper. It remains 2 apiece. And we've had 3.5 minutes of the second half of extra time. And Kepa now taking his time, and surely the referee's got to take strong action. In fact, there's an injury there that's holding everything up again. It's Emerson this time who's in the wards, as it were, or presumably in the wards. He's back up on his feet again. And let's get on with the game. Let's get on with it. 2-2 between Liverpool and Chelsea. As we now go into the closing stages, we're into the 4th minute of the second half of extra time. 11 minutes left to play. Free kick Liverpool. Chelsea have a free kick. Foul by Van Dijk on Abraham. Can one of these two teams find a winner in the next 11 minutes plus any stoppage time that remains? This commentator is praying for someone to win this game. No one wants penalties, not on a night like that. I mean, it's good for the listener, it's good for the viewer. It's certainly not good for the commentator. Here's Mason Mount now on the far side for Chelsea. The scoreline remains 2-2. He's joined us late. We've played 5 minutes of the second half. And that's the scoreline at the moment, 2-2. Mo Salah is our man of the match. He will win our supplementary award. At the moment, nobody looks as if they're going to pick up the big reward. The outright champions of Europe. Is it going to be the Europa League winners Chelsea, or is it going to be the European champions Liverpool? By the way, I've had to put my other arrangements back another half an hour so we can get this final finished. So we're with you now until the end. But we might not have time to do the presentation, but obviously we'll be still around to cover the game. As Van Dijk comes forward once again, up Henderson gets a ball over the top. If it definitely goes to penalties, we will not be doing the presentation. We won't have time. Time is against us in some respects. And also the way UEFA dilly-dally about with the presentation podiums, it's just too time consuming. Anyway, here come Liverpool. We'll get this. You won't miss one kick of the action anyway. Here's Gomez down that near side. He's been dispossessed by Pedro. They're just. I think both teams are just. I hope they're not going to settle at 2-2 and go for a penalty shootout. I hope someone goes with the ambition of trying to win, and they're not. It's 4 against 6 Liverpool shirts here. And again, Chelsea just being negative, going back into their shell a little bit now, and they're just playing the ball around. And no one's attacking here, and it's not doing the game any service at all. I know some of them are tired, but there are fresh legs on than some of them, and they could do an awful lot better. No foul there. Play on. Both teams have still got an extra sub up their sleeve, should they choose to use it. And the ball is going to run out of play. That's a throw to Liverpool, is it? No, they kept it in. They kept it in, Chelsea. So we still play on. And it's Zuma this time. It remains 2-2. And this game will be going all the way. But here's Sammy Abraham inside the area, faced by a defender here. Abraham leaps it out, and there's the shot. And a great save by Adrian. That's atoned for his mistake. That's well and truly atoned for his mistake in the first period, but Chelsea aren't finished yet. Mount got it on the far side now. Still remains 2-2. Mount keeps possession, but they need to get this ball forward a bit more urgency. 7 minutes left to play. Otherwise it's penalties if it lands a draw. And there's the shot going in, and is it gone in? No, just wide from Pedro. Missed the right hand upright by a fraction. And it was Mount's shot initially that was well repelled by the goalkeeper. And then at the end there, Pedro putting the shot just narrowly wide of the right hand post from the second effort. In fact, Russ has reminded me that they've used their extra sub, so I got that a little bit wrong. So all the substitutes are now on, including the permitted extras. It's been hard to keep up with the pace of this tonight, I have to say. This is why I think I need to get some extra voices in at the weekend and just get myself on some presenting duty, because I've done 6 games and I'm feeling the burnout already. It's just as well we didn't do that cup tie last night. And Burnley have got Sunderland incidentally in the next round of the Carabao. Anyway, that's for another day. Now it's about the Super Cup. The shot comes in, deflected. It's going to go for a corner for Chelsea. 6 minutes plus stoppage time to play in extra time, and then if there's still no result, it's the lottery of a penalty competition. Goodness knows how long will that take. We all don't want to be here till Christmas, that's for sure, here in far off Eastern Europe. Anyway, here's the corner. Not that I'm slagging off the hosts, but I'm slagging off the country of Turkey. I just want to go home and relax after this long night. It's been a long night here. Here's Aspilicueta now. Been at it now for nearly 2.5 hours. Over 2.5 hours, and it has been, yeah. Now you know how the likes of Motti feel doing loads of games per week. Doing 6, they'll probably burn themselves out. Well, that's why I've brought on 3 extra. That's why I've got 3 extra voices to help me out this season. We want to do more games, but I want to bring more voices in and do a bit more presenting with the presenting work and relax a little bit as well. Anyway, free kick to Chelsea. Mason Mount to take. Less than 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Mount's free kick into the penalty area it goes. Header one, but it can't be knocked on target. And that's going to run out for a throw-in to Liverpool. And in fact, the flag is gone up, I think. Maybe on offside, was it? What a finish it has been. What a finish it has been. 2-2. Oh, Mane, 2 goals. Janino and Giroud, this Chelsea. And it was a correct call, offside. VAR adjudicator in stepping in for Panini, and he's done an excellent job tonight. Russ, and a special mention to Russ, who's done remarkable stuff for this YouTube channel over the last 2 or 3 years. He's been first a regular contributor, then a commentator, now he's a VAR man. He's a jack of all trades, this kid. He's a whiz kid in footballing circles, and he's he's been very valuable to us in the last few years, and we've got him for this season, and we're looking as well. Yeah, 27. You are a whiz kid at that age, Russ. I can tell you that for free. Anyway, here's Mason Mount, another whiz kid. Cuts inside. He's had a decent match actually, and then there's the cross coming in. It's a poor cross. Come on, it's got to be so much better than this. Both teams have just not been good enough in the final third when it's really counted. And I think with a lot of, I'm saying this through gritted teeth here, I'm afraid, it's going to be a penalty shootout. But if it does go to penalties, we'll bring you the shootout, and then we'll have to say cheerio to you all. But let's see if one of these 2 teams can nick a winner in the last few seconds. And Sabres all the agony on the shot coming in, and goalkeeper didn't palm it, and Abraham tries to get in on the rebound. I think she's giving a goal kick. She's giving a goal kick. Shot came in from about 20 yards just to the right of the D there. Adrian didn't hold it. And the flag was in fact up for offside against Tammy Abraham there, so it was a correct decision. Well done to the assistants again. They've been a real success story, those 3 females tonight. They've really done women in football a real power of good, a real shot in the arm. Not females in football need a shot in the arm at the moment. They can do no wrong in the game, and good luck to them all, because they've all had a magnificent game. The 2 French officials, the referee and one of the assistants, and the Irish girl as well, which is Michelle O'Neill. She's done a magnificent job as well as one of the assistants. Still 2-2. We might still have a little bit of part to play in the penalty shootout as well, which I think we'll have coming up now for the next 10 minutes or so. But we will be going off straight away once the penalties are finished here in Istanbul. We won't have any time for presentations, but we will finish this match. 2 apiece. And Liverpool now and Chelsea a minute away from penalties, and obviously I'm sure Klopp and Lampard will have had their 5 statutory kickers in mind. And here's Pedro again. Aspilicueta now on the left hand side. Still Aspilicueta back in field. And there's going to be no added time, so it's going to be, it'll have to be won in the next 30 seconds or so. As Adrian bowls the ball out, looking to get Salah on his way. He'll be one of the 5 statutory penalty takers, I would have thought. We now go into the closing stages of the match. Players are going down like flies in a honeypot now for cramp. Referees had to stop it. There's 10 seconds left. I'd just blow up for time if there's going to be no added, and just get straight to penalties if it was me. There's no point in playing on anymore. We've played the 120 minutes. I'd just blow the whistle and just get the treatment on and just end the game now and just get this straight to penalties. We don't need any more delays tonight. And indeed, she must have heard me from all that me from the stands because the referee quite rightly has brought the game to a close. So whoever's been stricken there for Liverpool can have treatment. So it's 2-2. So we're going to see that we're going to talk you through the penalties now. We'll stay with you now until the end of the penalty shootout, until about 2 minutes after the shootout, and then we're going to have to leave you after the shootout. But you'll know the winners of the Super Cup anyway. It's just I've had a late night last night. I'm still feeling the effects from it, and I just want to get off to sleep. I'm very, very tired. It's been a long night. Hopefully we can have this wrapped up within the next sort of 5 to 10 minutes, and we can all go home. But I have to say, some of the football in the final third, despite it being a very good game, and I have to say both teams should take a little bit of praise for that. Some of the football in the final third has just been a lot to be desired, really, which has been totally disappointing, really, from that point of view. And look at that, it's a nice gesture there from Marnie, giving one of the ball boys his shirt. That's a nice gesture. It's good to see footballers now really be starting to actually become role models again. We've seen Raheem Sterling, we saw Mo Salah meet a Liverpool fan who when trying to get his autograph, I think, or chased after his car, banged into a lamppost, and Salah decided to pop round his house and surprise him, giving a few mementos. And it's good to see that sort of thing happening now, and Mo Salah now on there getting sort of treatment, I think. But hopefully now they can get all this nonsense out of the way, and we can get on with this penalty shootout and just get home. It's been a long night, and we've been broadcasting now for over 2.5 minutes. It's 12:30 in the morning on a Thursday morning, and penalties. It's almost like 2005 again. So we're going to just stick with the penalties and then all head back home. And obviously there will be the coin toss to conduct as well. That's going to take another minute. And we'll be with you now till about 11:15 British time tonight. But one thing is for certain, it's been a decent game, and you know, I mean, if you're a neutral, there's no complaints. The Chelsea guys are huddling already. Whatever it will be. I've never understood the point of this. Let's just get out there and let's get the thing finished. I find that totally ridiculous. Both teams do not need to be messing about like this. And Russ is angling towards, is saying to me that it could be Liverpool going first in the shootout. Well, we'll just have to wait and play that one by ear. And they're still meddling about here, and we need to get on with this. Come on, it's been a long enough evening. Let's get this finished. Let's get the captains for the coin toss. Let's get this game finished. Let's get the penalties done, and let's all take a breather. Boy, we'll need a break after all this. And finally, at the long last, the two captains will toss up for obviously end, and who will get the first penalties. It doesn't matter which end it goes to, because as Russ points out, and I've seen it for myself, most of the stadium is 96% populated by Liverpool supporters who have made the arduous trip from Merseyside. And Chelsea have not brought too many fans with them to this evening, but it's a great turnout, especially for the Liverpool fans, considering it's a midweek game. It's in far off Istanbul, in Eastern Europe. It is a tribute to them to get out there and stick with it until the end, and it would be a great reward for Liverpool if they could do it. But we're going to have that penalty shootout, and we're still no nearer to starting this shootout. Come on, let's get a wiggle on. Let's get this finished off now. I just don't see the point now in doing team talks and stuff like that. If you've got a list, stick with it, and then just go for it. And let's hope that we can get this finished done within 5 minutes or so, and then let's all have a breather and all go home. I spotted a Barnsley fan in amongst the Liverpool supporters there. It's in a Barnsley shirt. Even Barnsley fans get to these occasions, so Well, I just want to, before we go to the shootout, the two goalkeepers just hugging each other and shaking hands, by the way. I just want to pay a tribute to the referee, Stefan Fafart. She's had a marvellous game. She's refereed it very, very well, and she deserves all the praise in the world. So everybody, let's say well done. And everyone's now lining up for the shootout. And let's see whose face is up first. Will it be Russia's hunch that Liverpool are going to go first? Just to remind you the rules of the penalties, it's the statutory 5 each to start with, and if it's level after the statutory 5, if we can't find a winner after 5 penalties each, it will be a penalty. Now come on, Kepa, just get on with the penalties. You don't have to feel the ball. Right, the first player up for Liverpool is Bobby Firmino, and Kepa is taking his royal time about things. I wish he'd hurry up, quite frankly. We want to get finished. I've never liked gamesmanship from the goalkeepers. Let's just get the game sorted out. You don't need to have a feel with the ball. You're facing it. Any part of your anatomy, it's a save. You don't need to feel the ball. Anyway, first penalty is going to be Bobby Firmino. He usually strikes these with the left foot. Or with the right foot, I should say. Goalkeeper can dance along his line, but he can't move off it. We've got the Irish assistant there checking for that. And VAR 2 as the penalty right-footed from Bobby Firmino goes in the left-hand corner, and Liverpool get off to a flyer, go 1-0 up in the penalty competition. And a nice penalty there to start with. So Liverpool 1 up after 1. And now Chelsea will go second. And again, in front of the Liverpool fans, it would have made no difference. Now Adrian's got to stay on his line. The referee just making sure that she does this to the absolute letter here. Right footed to make it 1-1 then for Chelsea. And it is 1-1. And it was Jorginho who took it. And it went in the same corner as the first penalty. 1-1. So a nice little penalty there. Adrian going the wrong way. The ball going the opposite way into the left hand corner as we looked from the commentary box. So Liverpool will go next. One apiece. And it's Fabinho to go next. Again, another right-footed penalty hitter. Kepa again must dance, but can't move off the line. So Fabinho, short run up, shoots into the right-hand corner, right-footed. Good penalty, 2-1 to Liverpool. It's a good penalty, that coolness personified. And Kepa just stood still and just watched it. He could only stand and admire and watch it go past him into the right hand corner. No goalkeeper in the world was going to save that pen. So it's 2-1. And Ross Barkley, an Evertonian by reputation and growing up as a boy, would love to put one on his local rivals. As an Evertonian, he'd love to do that. Again, another right-footed penalty taker. Englishman up against Adrian. Shortish run up though, about 5 steps he'll take before hitting the kick. And he scores into the right-hand corner, and Adrian almost got hands to that. He was very, very unlucky. And it's 2-2 now, as Divock Origi now steps forward to take Liverpool's third. With the scoreline now 2-2. We go on. So 2 penalties each, and it's 2 apiece. And it's Divock Origi who got the second and decisive goal in the European Cup final in early June, with a chance now to make it 3-2. And again, another right-footed penalties, and that's been a bit of a theme. Again, another shortish run-up. And Kepa this time to face, and it's just gone in there. Kepa got something on it, but it squirms under his body, and Divock Origi, quite luckily there, gives Liverpool a 3-2 lead in the shootout, and he got a big right hand on that. In fact, it went right under his body. Into the left-hand corner it went. Not the best penalty, but it was good enough. So, we go on. Mason Mount. Another right-footed penalty, another shortish run-up, another 4-step run-up. Mount shooting again. The accuracy of the penalties are quite extraordinary. Why couldn't they do this in normal time? 3 apiece after 3 each. Keeper was on the line when he moved. That's fair enough. But the penalty was just too good. So 3 each. Nobody's missed yet. We've had 3 penalties each, 6 in all. And it's going to be the local lad, Trent Alexander-Arnold, now with Liverpool's 4th. And their statutory 5. Again, another right footer. Are we seeing a bit of a theme here? Again, another bit more of a longer run up this time. We had some shorter ones, but we're going to have a longish penalty. Right foot, and it's into the corner again, the left-hand corner. 4-3 after 4 penalties. Remember, Chelsea have a penalty in hand. That's a good penalty. And again, Kepa got a hand on this, and he pushed it onto the post, and it just goes into the left-hand corner. That was a very unfortunate. That's twice he's got down and almost saved him. Now the pressure mounts. Right at the end of this epic battle. And it's going to be a left footer this time. And it's Emerson, left foot. Biggest run up, left foot. And it's into the net, into the centre of the goal. The goalkeeper going the wrong way, and it's 4 apiece. And now it could potentially hinge on the next 2 kicks now, this Super Cup. And Mo Salah is going to take the final statutory kick for Liverpool, I believe. Played well in the match without any great reward. But now he could put his team on match point, and it means if Adrian could save, if he scores, that is, then they could win this trophy. It's Mo Salah. He's going to go left-footed again. Runs up. Salah shoots, and he scores. Sends Kepa the wrong way. And he goes central again. So it's 5-4 Liverpool. And Chelsea must score their next penalty, and then it's sudden death. I have to say, the 9 penalties we've seen so far have been brilliant, although 2 have been a bit fortunate maybe from a Liverpool's point of view. Now Kepa can only watch in wonderment because it's Tammy Abraham now. He has to score now. This is a big moment on his shoulders, a young lad. Can Tammy Abraham cope with the pressure? He must score. Another right-footed penalty. Shortest run up, which is always a sign. He doesn't look confident, but can he pull all that aside and keep Chelsea in the hunt? Right footed. It's saved by Adrian! And Liverpool take the Super Cup. Jurgen Klopp warms onto the field, and the Liverpool players mob the goalkeeper, who was a villain in extra time, but now he's a hero in the shootout. And in fact, it all hinged on the final 2 of the statutory penalties. Sudden death, it was virtually there, and well, Tammy Abraham is being consoled by Chelsea. He's nothing to be ashamed about. It takes guts really to take a penalty in that sort of situation, but it's not going to define anybody's season. Chelsea have still got bigger fish to fry. They'll look forward to entertaining Leicester at Stamford Bridge. But you feel for Tammy Abraham, but well, Adrian will feel very vindicated, that's for sure. Good save with his foot. Did he move off the line before the kick was taken? Well, that's another question for another day, but I'm just glad it's over personally. Adrian the hero. Liverpool have won the Super Cup. 2-2 after 120 minutes. Liverpool win the Super Cup for the first time in a long time, actually, and Jurgen Klopp wins his 2nd trophy as Liverpool manager. Well done to him. Well done to Liverpool. And that's just about brings us to the end of our broadcast tonight. Unfortunately, we won't be able to bring you the presentation, but one thing's for sure, it's been a great final. Well, I hope we've enjoyed bringing it to you live on the JB Clark channel. We've got to go here, but the news is here in Turkey tonight, after a 2-2 draw, Adrian, the villain in extra time, when he gave away that penalty in extra time, became the hero, saving that crucial fifth penalty from Tammy Abraham. 2-2 it finished after extra time, and Liverpool win the Super Cup 5-4 on penalties. I hope you've enjoyed our commentary coverage tonight, and we'll see you all again at the weekend. But for now, from me, JB, have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you soon. Good night.